Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
It's time for North Platte Post Sports on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live stream at northplattepost.com. Today's game brought to you by Sandhills State Bank, Premier Toyota, Dave's Place Pizza and Wings, CT Computer Services. Today's game also brought to you in part by Shelter Insurance, Great Plains Sports and Therapy, Great Plains Home Care Equipment, Larry's Glass, Bill Summers Ford, the D&N Event Center, Larry's RV, Double Dips, the Fortify Group, CIO Wealth Strategies, Puro Clean, and North Platte Public Schools. Here's Paxton Gordon.
Welcome in, everybody, here to Mitchell Field in Aurora for the very last game of North Platte High School's inaugural boys varsity baseball season. I'm Paxton Gordon once again, bringing you our live coverage here. North Platte High School currently sits 8-3 on the season compared to their opponents. Here for today's game, Aurora and the Huskies, who are 1-13 overall. Hey, these two teams played earlier in the season. It felt like just a couple of days ago, the first week of April, and it was the Bulldogs who picked up the 12-2 victory over Aurora and the Huskies. Bulldogs looking to finish the season strong as they are on an upward trend and push towards potential, I'm going to say it, some potential playoff district seeding help or a potential in terms of their overall placement, because a lot of things have happened since the last time you saw me, which was, man, like 4 or 5 days ago, 4 days ago, essentially, on Thursday. Last time we checked, the Bulldogs were at number 10-9, if I remember correctly, in terms of power projection for District Class B playoff action, and then it was only the top 6 teams that were able to host a district. Well, you come in here to today, this morning, I took a gander at it one more time before this game during my prep, and lo and behold, North Platte High School has now, with the victory against Central City Centura as well as Kearney on their docket, they currently sit 7th in the power projection standings, which is .2 behind the next team ahead of them, which is Bennington. So the possibility of North Platte High School potentially eking out in their inaugural season a district host with a top 6 finish, it's still on the cards. But once again, a lot of things are going to have to go their way, of course, starting here today with a victory over Aurora, and hopefully, you know, you got to pray at least 2 Bennington losses. That would at least, well, a lot of things. You need Kearney to win out. You need Central City Centura to win out. You need Grand Island to still look really good, even though they lost in both those games. They need both of those games still to look very good on their PowerPoint projection, and you need Bennington at least to lose 2 or 3 out of their last 4 games, and that's really the stickler here for the side of North Platte High School. Is this is their last regular season home game, you know? The last regular season home game. Teams like Bennington, Beatrice, a couple of the teams around their area have upwards of 4 to 3 games left in the regular season. You know, they don't end until the 29th of April, which is next week. Actually, the week after that. Was it next week? Oh, my gosh. It is next week. So, yeah. So, they will finish next Monday, you know. And districts is supposed to start after that next Monday. So the Bulldogs will not only be missing that last week of play, but also in excess, they'll be 2 weeks short in terms of actual on-field participation. So a lot of things need to go the way of the Bulldogs. But, of course, you have to cross the battle that's in front of you right this second, and that's going to go with this game here against North Platte High School and Aurora. Huskies 1-13 on the year, compared to North Platte High School, who's currently 8-3, coming off an impressive 8-inning victory against Central City Centuro, where it was won 8-4. Jack Polk was on the mound for that game. And boy, he had himself a fantastic performance. Yes, he gave up a couple of runs to start the game, 3 to be exact, as well as the opposing side's pitcher. I believe it was, if I remember correctly, I already forgot his name. I feel so horrible about that. But, both sides were in a locking duel in the 7th inning. It was tied 4-4. And then it was the Bulldogs in that top of the 8th who went on an absolute insane run to pick up the victory in 8 innings, 8-4, improved to 8-3 on the year. Quick Stop pregame show, 27 locations open, 24 hours a day. Quick Stop, always open right around the corner. Hey, we'll step aside and we'll take a real quick break. When we come back, we will have, of course, more of your starting lineups your starting lineups actually, as well as more of our pregame coverage right here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and as always, video live streaming, NorthPlattePost.com.
For a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, look no further than Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan Lincoln for your next vehicle. Look online 24/7 at BillSummers.com. Bill Summers is Western Nebraska's leasing headquarters, and they have aggressive financing to get you into the vehicle you've been dreaming of. Check out all the inventory at BillSummers.com anytime. Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan Lincoln, where families are our business. Highway 83 and Walker Road in North Platte, and online 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Find me, Brent Rogo, at 502 East Francis.
Where do you go for wings?
Dave's Place.
Where do you go for pizza?
Dave's Place.
What about cold drinks, a family atmosphere, and nightly specials?
Dave's Place.
Sounds like a sweep for Dave's Place. Pizza made from fresh dough, drink deals, and yes, the best pizza and wings.
It's Dave's Place.
Dave's Place on East 4th Street or at davesplacenp.com.
Order it, carry out, DoorDash. Dave's Place. Whoop, whoop.
This is the Bulldog Pregame Show from FM 98.1 and 1410 AM. Presented by Quick Stop. Always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
Welcome back, everybody. Here, Mitchell Field in Aurora, North Platte High School, taking on the Huskies of Aurora. Aurora 1-13 on the year. North Platte High School 8-3 this season. Bulldogs looking to finish this season strong on a 3-game winning streak so they can use these final games as a huge bonus for their power projection points as they make their way towards district seeding and then, of course, districts in just a couple of weeks. Quick Stop pregame show, 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop, always open right around the corner. How about we jump into our Double Dips Ice Creamery starting lineup. Double Dips Ice Creamery in the historic Canteen District in North Platte offers 24 plus different ice creams served in a variety of ways. Double Dips also offers homemade waffle cones and bowls alongside, of course, homemade fudge and freshly baked desserts. Hey, plus they have also available the ice cream trailer for all your outdoor events because before you know it, summer's here. It already feels like summer is here with today's weather, but summer will be here before you know it. Starting on the side of Aurora and the Huskies, Keegan Cheney in center field. He'll be batting leadoff today with Dane Comer hitting DH in the 2-hole. Jack Spees, the catcher today, batting the 3-hole with Booker Shireman in first base. He'll be the 4-hole hitter. Jace Dorsey in right field. He's a 5-hole hitter with Keelan Phillips at third base, 6-hole hitter. Lucas Fry at shortstop with Colin Stolpe on the mound for Aurora. Briggs Winfrey in left field. He's the 9-hole hitter. And then on over at second base for the Huskies, Parker Smith. On the side of North Platte High School and the Bulldogs. Caden Jones will be leading off as he normally does for the Bulldogs here. Ty Hanneborg in the 2-hole. He'll be at second base. Landon Greeno will get the start here today for North Platte High School on the mound. That is something I'm excited to see because Greeno had a fantastic performance against Grand Island in his last starting performance. Only gave up 2 runs that entire game against a very, very strong Grand Island team. Jack Polk then at shortstop. He's a 4-hole hitter. Dean McIntyre once again always behind home plate. He's our catcher for today in the 5-hole. Easton Jones moving from third base to first base in today's game to cover Landon Greeno. He's in the 6-hole. Tyler Townsend is our designated hitter for today with Race Morkey out in right field batting in the 8-hole. And then in the 9-hole, Connor Stifler at third base. And then another freshman getting the start today, Jackson Peters on the defensive side. He will be playing in left field for North Platte High School here today. Now, these two teams, as I said, already faced off this season. It was on North Platte's senior day all the way back here in April 4th. North Platte and the Huskies got off to a pretty rocky start. Either side gave up 2 runs in their first 2 innings that we saw these two teams play together, and it was looking kind of rough for either side. And Race Morkey was on the mound for the Bulldogs, and he really had a tough time in terms of really finding his rhythm. And again, don't blame him. That was his first official start and appearance this season for the Bulldogs there against the Huskies. And here today, let's see how things can change, because after Race Morkey kind of was able to settle down and a couple different arms came in, that's when things started to get way, way more electric as North Platte High School was able to pick up the 12-2 victory. Hopefully looking to do the same thing here today against the Huskies. That was a 5-inning game. Seeing if they can do it here once again against Aurora. 1-13, again, can't overlook any team, no matter what their record is. You have to play the opponent in front of you. And head coach John Byrne, as well as assistant coach Ricky Holm, very, very well known to understand that and really talk about it a lot during the week leading up to these games. So we always know the Bulldogs are going to play their hardest no matter who they're playing against. Let's see if they can continue that 2-game winning streak that they're currently sitting at right now against Aurora and the Huskies. Well, we're going to have more when we come back here to, of course, Mitchell Field in Aurora on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and, as always, video live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
PC and Mac checkups at CT Computer Services in North Platte? That's right. Let CT Computer Services diagnose your systems to ensure your hardware integrity, security, and overall PC Mac health are running as they should. For a free PC Mac checkup, stop in at 905 South Willow in North Platte or call 308-534-3628. CT Computer Services, your IT guys since 2005.
The DNN Event Center wishes everyone a great sports season. With North Platte and Nebraska weather, things change quickly and can make our lives a little more difficult. Thank goodness for the DNN. The DNN offers hourly rentals for all types of sports practices, including turf, courts, batting cages, and equipment usage. Call the DNN Event Center to schedule your team's practice times and for more league information for all sports seasons. For over 30 years in our community, for your next event, the DNN Event Center.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. And it's how I try to live mine too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
See me, Matthew Mussman, on how I can help your auto, home, and life needs.
I'm Jared Remus with Jerry Remus Chevrolet of North Platte. The Bulldogs play here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM, KOOQ AM, North Platte. We've got the keys to your new car.
Welcome back here to Mitchell Field. North Platte High School taking on the Huskies in some varsity boys baseball action. Again, our pregame show brought to you in part by Quick Stop. 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop, always open right around the corner. Let's jump into some keys to the game here today between these two teams, specifically course, on the Bulldogs side. We'll start on the offensive side. Last time these two teams came about and faced each other, Bulldogs only produced 3 hits, even though they were able to gather 12 runs. That was all off of some errors on the side of the Huskies. Huskies had upwards of 5 that game against North Platte High School, and Bulldogs are looking to force those errors once again, but also get back into a good hitting rhythm that we saw against Central City as well as Kearney in these last 2 games. So look for the Bulldogs to not only be aggressive at the plate, but also be reserved. That's a fine line that this team really has done a good job the last 2 games of towing the line and really sticking to, is not only getting good, clean looks and good, clean hits, but also be aggressive at the plate to force the pitcher's hand in either making a mistake or throwing the pitch that the hitter would really prefer. So I'm looking for that on the offensive side. And then on the pitching side for North Platte High School, of course, we know Landon Greeno on the mound for the Bulldogs. Last time we saw Landon Greeno he had a beautifully fantastic and solid performance against Grand Island in that 7-2 loss to the Islanders. He will be on the mound today, and I'm looking at the same thing. We talk about Landon Greeno all the time now, not only as one of the best utility men on this team. He can play basically anything you need him to, but also pitch. He's also just super solid at anything he does. First base, not a problem. You haven't seen a fielding error really from Greeno all season when ball comes his direction. And then when he's on the mound, he just really likes to not only hammer the zone, but also hammer the zone in a way that forces ground balls and pop flies, specifically in that Grand Island game. The game 1 where the Bulldogs lost 22-0, the Dogs really struggled to produce ground outs as well as pop flies. Well, what was the difference in that second game? Well, the Bulldogs and Landon Greeno more specifically were able to produce a whole heck of a lot of pop flies as well as really, really easy outs for the infield and the outfield, and that's just a huge strength of Landon Greeno this season. So look for Greeno and the Bulldogs to be able to still possess that type of aggression offensively. Can they continue that here? I believe so. We've seen it all season from the Dogs, specifically Landon Greeno. He's passed essentially a whole year now with his Legion pitches as well as this here against Class B and Class C and some Class A opponents when he's been on the mound. So I'm not expecting anything less from Landon Greeno. It's time for the national anthem, and that'll do it for our Quick Stop pregame show. We come back, it's game time right here at FM 98.1 AM 1410, and as always, video live streaming, NorthPlattePost.com.
The North Platte Public Schools prepares all students to be productive, responsible citizens in a safe, caring, supporting learning environment with caring staff, engaging curriculum, clean facilities, and updated technology. You can rely on our schools giving your child the tools they need for a successful future. For more information, including enrollment and career opportunities, visit nppsd.org. North Platte Public Schools. Communicate, connect, commit.
Brandon is super pumped about Runza.
Runza is so sweet.
Especially all their desserts.
Oh, those are the sweetest.
Chocolate, vanilla, and twist ice cream cones, 4 flavors of shakes, chocolate chip cookies, and ice cream sandwiches.
Literally sweet.
Aw, I love your enthusiasm.
Well, I love Runza.
So sweet of you. Come satisfy your sweet tooth. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Where do you go for wings?
Dave's Place.
Where do you go for pizza?
Dave's Place.
What about cold drinks, a family atmosphere, and nightly specials?
Dave's Place.
Sounds like a sweep for Dave's Place. Pizza made from fresh dough, drink deals, and yes, the best pizza and wings.
It's Dave's Place.
Dave's Place on East 4th Street or at davesplacenp.com.
Order it, carry out, DoorDash. Dave's Place. Whoop, whoop.
We're always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
Save money at the pump at Quick Stop with the DinoPay app. DinoPay offers contactless payment using your preferred debit or credit card. The savings add up with 12 cents per gallon and even more on Tuesdays and Thursdays with rollbacks for savings of 15 cents per gallon. Huge savings to Sinclair DinoPay, saving you at the pump. Don't forget Frazzle Gourmet Slushes and For Real Shakes and Smoothies. Gourmet coffee at everyday low prices on your favorite beers.
Quick Stop.
Welcome back here to Mitchell Field on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and as always, video live streaming at NorthPlattePost.com. On the mound here, Colin Stolpe for the side of Aurora and the Huskies. In his 1 2/3 innings pitched, he has yet to record a win or a loss in his 2 appearances and has an ERA, the sophomore, of 42.00. He will be the pitcher on the mound today for the side of Aurora and the Huskies. Of course, leading off for North Platte High School. He's been leading off this entire season and doing a fantastic job. That's one Caden Jonasson, also playing center field for yet again the millionth time on the season for Joni. He's got 17 hits, 10 RBIs, and 6 doubles with an average of 548. He'll be our leadoff batter here against the side of Aurora and the Huskies, and of course against Colin Stolpe. First 3 batters for North Platte High School: Caden Jonasson, Ty Hanneborg, and then Landon Greeno for the Bulldogs, as the Huskies look to, finish this season off with at least a couple more wins in their pocket. But they'll have to face a tough opponent that's on a little bit of a rise right now, the Bulldogs, who are currently 2-0, 2-3 in their last 3 games. Of course, beating big victories against Kearney on the road on a Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago, and then last Thursday against Central City Centura. We are going to begin things underway here between these 2 teams as Stolpe's first pitch into Donison, who is high and tight inside for ball number 1 to the junior, as he'll be batting leadoff once again. As Stolpe gets the pitch then from Jack Spees and will fire it in. At too high and outside, that's ball number 2 for the Huskies. They're looking to minimize the mistakes. Last time against North Platte High School, 5 errors on the Huskies side. That led to more runs than I think they were looking for. That one rocketed on over to third. Picked up by Phillips to throw to first. Bouncing on the floor, and he gets there for outs number 1 as Jonasson grounds out to lead this ball game off for North Platte High School. As now Ty Hanneborg will come up to bat for North Platte High School. He again started the season out as a 9-hole hitter, but was having such a spectacular job down at the 9-hole position, hitting above 500, that they moved him up here to the 2-hole, and since then he's been a staple at the 2 position. He's got 10 RBIs and 3 doubles while hitting .385. That one's going to get into center field for a base hit, and there's the first hit of this ball game. He's going to go on over to 2. Hanneborg caught in a little bit of a mistake, as now he's in the pickle. Ty Hanneborg trying to make his way to second. Shireman's throw to second. Hanneborg still running. He's going to make his way on over to second, and they'll say he is out as Hanneborg tried to extend a play out in center field, which would have been a hit, but unfortunately got a little too aggressive on the base pads, and there's already 2 down here in this inning. What a way to start this game off. As now with that, here comes up to bat here for the Bulldogs, Landon Greeno for his first time against Colin Stolpe, as that one's tight inside, but it'll find its way in for strike number 1 to the pitcher, Greeno. Stolpe up to 5 pitches already in this game, 3 strikes, 2 balls, as they'll get the sign in from Spees, and here comes Stolpe's next pitch, the 0-1. Slowly grounded on over to second. Parker Smith will glove it. He gets out of his glove, but the throw to first will be in time. And it's a quick 1-2-3, top of the first inning here for North Platte High School, as they'll now move to their half of the inning. Let's see what they can do on the pitching and defensive side when we come back here to Mitchell Field on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and as always, video live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Whether you're a weekend warrior, youth, or professional athlete, the Great Plains Health Sports Medicine Team has you covered. The team includes orthopedic surgeons, athletic trainers, and other healthcare specialists who spend their time at local high school and college sporting events, ensuring that athletes stay as injury-free as possible. In the event of an injury, the team remains committed to returning athletes to competition as quickly and safely as possible.
Contact the Great Plains Health Sports Medicine Team by calling 308-568-7456.
Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan Lincoln for your next vehicle. Look online 24/7 at BillSummers.com. Bill Summers is Western Nebraska's leasing headquarters, and they have aggressive financing to get you into the vehicle you've been dreaming of. Check out all the inventory at BillSummers.com anytime. Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan Lincoln, where families are our business. Highway 83 and Walker Road in North Platte, and online 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. And it's how I try to live mine too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
See me, Matthew Musselman, on how I can help your auto, home, and life needs.
Welcome back here to Mitchell Field. North Platte High School taking on the Huskies of Aurora. The bottom of the first inning. It was a quick 1-2-3 start for the Bulldogs. Let's see what they can do on the defensive side right here against Aurora and the Huskies. For our half-inning breaks, but our half-inning breaks are, of course, brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group at his location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. And also want a big shout out to our other sponsors here for today's game, Dave's Place Pizza and Wings. Of course, find out more, 1510 East 4th Street for all their daily specials, wings, and more. It's Tuesday, so their 10 for $10 wing special is here. So I hope I see, well, I won't see a lot of people there because I'm going to get home relatively late, but hope to see a good chunk of you there for their specials. Keegan Cheney up to bat for the first time here today for Aurora and the Huskies. Or when it comes to batting averages for Aurora, specifically Keegan Cheney, as that first pitch from Greeno is tight inside for ball number 1. On the year for Cheney, he's hitting 182 with 2 RBIs as Greeno's next pitch is high upstairs. Ball 2, it's quick 2-0 count into Cheney. Dane Comer, the designated hitter, up next with Jack Spees in the hole. Greeno now sets and gets his sign. Here comes his 2-0 pitch. That one just a little bit above the letters there. Ball 3, that one close to making it in the zone, and so far, Greeno looking at a potential 4-pitch walk as he'll step off and take a deep breath and reset. 3-0 the count to Keegan Cheney as Greeno likes the sign, and here comes that 3-0 pitch. That's away, ball 4, and that's a 4-pitch walk to lead off this bottom of the first inning as Cheney will make his way to first. As here comes Dane Comer up to bat for Aurora. Comer on the season, he's hitting .250 with 4 RBIs and 2 doubles as a runner. Keegan Cheney at first. Greeno's fastball is in there for strike number 1, and there's the first strike of today's ball game for Landon Greeno. Potential double play opportunity for the Bulldogs here if Greeno can get a ground out on the infield. The 0-1. Swung on, chipped into right field. It'll fall in for a base hit. And that's the first hit officially today of the ball game. As Comer will make his way to first off of the hit. And now there's 2 runners on the base pads already for Aurora here to start this game. Cheney at second, Comer at first, and now here comes Jack Spees for the side of Aurora. He's their leading hitter in terms of overall batting average, .353 average with 6 RBIs, 2 doubles on the year. He has, again, 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. Keegan Cheney at second. Off speed is high and away, ball number 1 from Landon Greeno. The wind's going to be playing a little bit of a part in today's game, blowing pretty ferociously straight away from center field. From our press box straight into center field as the next pitch from Greeno is another one that's outside. It's 2-0 the count. Ready to Landon Greeno as he is struggling to find some rhythm in the strike zone. As here comes his now pitch. He's going to try to pick off second. He's going to bounce off the head, it looks like, or close to the head of Keegan Cheney at second. So Cheney will get back in time, but No out on the play, and still runners on 2 on the base pen. Cheney at second, Comer at first. Cheney is in scoring position. It's a 2-0 count for Landon Greeno to Spees. That's another one that's high and away outside. Greeno went back to that off speed, and it's struggling to find the zone. Another one that's outside. And we could be seeing a bases loaded situation with nobody out here. If Greeno can't get this next ball in. And that's going to be too high above the letters, ball 4. And now the bases are loaded, and just like that, out comes assistant coach Ricky Holm to have a talk with his pitcher. As it's Booker Shireman who's up to bat for the side of Aurora, and the Bulldogs are in a pretty tough predicament in this bottom of the first inning. Landon Greeno walking 2 batters and giving up 1 hit already, and the bases are loaded for Aurora. In this bottom of the first, and just like that, the Bulldogs have already used 1 of their perennial visits to the mound. Early on in this bottom of the first inning. Still nobody out, bases loaded. Keegan Cheney at third. We have Dane Comer at second, and then, of course, just a couple seconds ago, Jack Spees walks his way over to first for Booker Shireman to come up. 333 average with 5 RBIs and 1 double. He is in a perfect place to score some more runs, or, excuse me, the first runs of today's game for Aurora and the Huskies, if he can do so here against Landon Greeno. That's Greeno's first pitch. Swung on and missed by Shireman for strike number 1. Good bounce back pitch from Greeno. Probably really needed just a conversation. There is some action in the bullpen. North Platte High School, but I think those are just the juniors warming up. As the 0-1. Beautiful off-speed sneaks its way in on the outside corner of the zone. It's now 0-2 to Shireman. Greeno looking for the first out of this inning with the bases loaded. He'll get the sign from McIntyre he likes. Here comes his 0-2. Well, that's going to be far and away for ball number 1. Was hoping Shireman might swing on it, but no doing it there. And with that, it's ball number 1, a 1-2 count. Following Shireman, Jace Dorsey, and then Keelan Phillips for the Huskies. The 1-2 count. Off space, swung on and missed by Shireman for strike number 3, and the first strikeout of today's game for Landon Greeno, as now comes Jace Dorsey up to bat for the side of the Huskies. 250 batting average, 2 RBIs, 1 double for Dorsey, and with the bases loaded, there isn't out at any bag as that one's check swung, and they'll say it goes around. Strike number 1 to Dorsey, even though that one was in the dirt on an off-speed from Landon Greeno. Still tied 0-0 here in this bottom of the first inning. Bases are loaded for the Huskies as Greeno's trying to get out of this predicament. That one swung on and fouled back to the fencing for strike number 2. After that mound visit from assistant coach Holm, Landon Greeno sure has finally started to come alive here on the pitching front. 0-2 count to Dorsey as Greeno gets the sign he likes from Dean McIntyre and now winds up for his pitch. Well, that's too high above the letters. Ball number 1 to Dorsey. Keelan Phillips on deck with Lucas Fry in the hole for the Huskies. A 1-2 count on the way. That off speed is 2 outside and low. Ball 2. So it's a 2-2 count now to Jace Dorsey. As Greeno once again in the motion. The 2-2. That's in there. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Landon Greeno. And just like that, there are 2 down here in this bottom of the first inning with the bases still loaded, and Keelan Phillips now comes up to bat for Aurora. Phillips on the season, he's hitting 154 with 4 RBIs. That one is fouled off by Phillips for strike number 1. 0-1 the count now. Bases still loaded. Keegan Cheney at third, Dane Comer at second, and Jack Spees at first. So bases still in a tough spot for Landon Greeno. Here comes his 0-1, but he'll step off and take a breather. 2 down in this inning. Back-to-back strikeouts from Landon Greeno after walking 2 out of the first 3 batters. The pitch. That's at the letters, but it's too high. Ball number 1, 1-1 the count now. That one just teetering on the line of a strike. As Greeno once again gets the sign he likes from Dean McIntyre and his 1-1. That one going to get away from Dean, but not far enough to move a batter, and that's ball number 2 to Phillips. A walk here would, of course, allow a run to come across, but there are 2 down in this inning, so Greeno with a pop fly or a infield out will end the inning. 2-1 the count now as Landon Greeno sets and will fire into his motion. Popped up, but right back to the netting for a foul ball. It's now 2-2 the count to Keelan Phillips. A big pitch here for Landon Greeno after loading the bases. Back-to-back strikeouts now put this in a way for the Bulldogs to get out of the inning unscathed. The 2-2. That one's low and in the dirt. There's ball 3 to Keelan Phillips. Oh boy, a full count here. 3-2 with 2 outs and the bases loaded. A walk here will score a run for the Huskies. An out or a strike will end the inning. The pitch, foul back to the netting. So we'll still stay at 3-2. Good pitch from Greeno as Phillips was just too far ahead of it, but just got some contact with his bat. And we'll still stay at 3-2. Greeno, once again waiting for the sign he likes. The motion, the payoff, 3-2. Swing and a miss. 3 straight strikeouts for Landon Greeno to end this bottom of the first inning. We're going to the top of the second. The Huskies got no runs on a 1 hit. No Bulldogs errors. We're heading to the top of the second inning. Tied 0-0. We come back here, FM 98.1, AM 1410. And as always, video live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Bank's new upgraded cart management experience. You can now control your carts anytime, anywhere. The new features and added control allow you to prevent fraud like never before. Get increased transaction details, turn your cart on and off whenever you like, and report your card lost in an instant. All from our mobile app. More insights, more control, and more security for your banking experience. Bank local and go far with digital banking solutions that go wherever you go. Visit sandhillstate.com to learn more. Sandhill State Bank, member FDIC.
Where do you go for wings?
Dave's Place.
Where do you go for pizza?
Dave's Place.
What about cold drinks, a family atmosphere, and nightly specials?
Dave's Place.
Sounds like a sweep for Dave's Place. Pizza made from fresh dough, drink deals, and yes, the best pizza and wings.
It's Dave's Place.
Dave's Place on East 4th Street or at davesplacenp.com.
Order it, carry out, DoorDash. Dave's Place. Whoop, whoop.
Welcome back here to Mitchell Field. North Platte High School currently tied with Aurora and the Huskies 0-0 in the top of the second inning. Our half inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann in the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann in the Fortify Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Also linked to our sponsors here for today's game, Sandhill State Bank, most committed brand of banking, locations in North Platte, Ogallala, Grant, and many more. Head to sandhillstate.com for a full list of services and locations. Here to lead off this top of the second inning for North Platte High School, Jack Polk will be the Bulldogs' leadoff batter here. Polk looking to put together a better start to this inning than last time, where the Bulldogs went 3 up, 3 down in their top of the first. Can they get something going here in this top of the second? Polk on the year, .312 batting average. He has 7 RBIs to go along with 1 double. As he looks to lay the bunt down to lead it off, and it's fouled off. A assistant coach Holmes special. A bunt on a leadoff bat to start an inning, and it's 0-1 the count now, as we've seen it many, many times from the Bulldogs, trying to get a runner on to start an inning. As now it's 0-1 the count to Jack Polk as he looks to get ready to swing. That off-speed going to find its way in there. Strike number 2 from Colin Stolpe. So far, Stolpe on his 8 pitches, 6 strikes and 2 balls, having himself a great start to this game. 0-2 the count now. As that one's below the knees for ball number 1 to the shortstop Polk. Up next for North Platte High School, Dean McIntyre's on deck with Easton Jones in the hole for North Platte High. Here comes Stolpe's now 1-2 pitch. Whoa, that's going to bounce off the shoulder of Jack Polk, and with that, he's going to take a waltz on over to first base, and was a pretty rough situation for Polk in terms of where the count was in the pitch selection. He now moves over to first with a hit by pitch, and here comes Dean McIntyre to the plate. McIntyre so far the second leading average on the Bulldog squad with 13 RBIs as well as 1 triple. That is the 1 out of 2 triples the Bulldogs have gotten this season, as the other one went to Landon Greeno. Still no home runs for the Bulldogs this year, as that first pitch is just outside of McIntyre for ball number 1. 1-0 the count now. Polk on over at first is a steal threat for the Bulldogs, as that next one is high and tight inside for ball 2 from Stolpe. As Jack Spees is well aware of the potential of a stolen base, trying to keep Polk back as best as he can, as it's now a 2-0 count into McIntyre. Swing and a miss from Dean. For strike number 1, it's a 2-1 count. Dean looking for the heavens with that swing. It's 2-1 now. Nobody out. 1 runner on Jack Polk at first, as Stolpe will set and fire. Polk got a nice little run. The throw on over to second will not be in time. It gets into center field, and with that, Polk's going to make his way on over to third. It's 2-2 the count now to McIntyre, but following the throw that got second baseman Parker Smith away from the baseball, Polk is now on over at third base. He successfully steals second, then gets over to third on a passed-up ball, and just like that, the Bulldogs have a runner in scoring position with nobody out, and a 2-2 count to the catcher, Dean McIntyre. Stolpe sets and fires in that 2-2 pitch. Ooh, just above the letters. Great patience from Dean McIntyre, as it's now a 3-2 count. Stolpe looking to get the first out of this top of the second inning here with this pitch on the way. Popped up, that one driven to the gap in center left field. Onwards comes Cheney, and it's going to fall in between both Cheney as well as Winfrey. Easily Jack Polk will store, and that's a stand-up double for Dean McIntyre as it got in between the two outfielders. That's the first hit for the Bulldogs today, and their first run scored as it got between Winfrey and Cheney out in left center. As we'll now have a courtesy runner, Logan Hayes being the courtesy runner for the side of Dean McIntyre. But another RBI and another double for Dean. And with that, the Bulldogs now lead 1-0 to bring up Easton Jones. Jones putting up a huge performance against Central City Centura last Thursday after giving up the game-tying run in the bottom of the 7th inning. Really held the fort down in the 8th as he skies that one up into left field, and it's drifting, but it'll drift foul out of play for strike number 1. He has Logan Hayes in scoring position at second base, so for Easton Jones, a prime opportunity to continue the scoring here in this top of the second inning with nobody out for the Bulldogs. An 0-1 count now as Stolpe will glance on over at Hayes at second and fire. Off speed is skied once again, this time drifting towards left field. Briggs Winfrey coming on for it, and he'll get there and bubble it out of his hands. So Briggs Winfrey was coming on for the play, and it just changes at the last second, and Easton Jones will get on with an error. First error of today's game for Aurora. Again, they had 5 total errors in their first appearance against North Platte High School on the 4th. As now time's going to be called, and going to have a talk between the coaching staff and the infield following that pitch from Colin Stolpe. As up to bat comes Tyler Townsend for North Platte High School. As the designated hitter in today's game, Tyler Townsend on the year hitting .278, 4 home runs and 2 doubles. Has a wonderful spot to get some more runs across for the Bulldogs. One has already come across in Jack Polk, but he has Logan Hayes at second and Easton Jones at first. North Platte High. Bulldogs 8-3 on the year, currently 7th in district standings. They need to somehow find that extra .2 of a point to get to 6th. And if they make it to 6th in districts, that means they're going to host a district tournament. Need a lot of things to go their way, but of course, it starts right here against the Huskies and picking up a victory. Now here comes Tyler Townsend up to bat. 2 runners on for the Bulldogs at second and first base. Townsend looking for his first hit. A bunt looking to be put down by Tyler Townsend. It's pulled back, and just like that, there's ball number 1 as that pitch was outside. Tyler Townsend. Now at the bat, once again, Townsend with a 1-0 count. Looking to lay the bunt down, but Stolpe will step off to reevaluate his options. Currently a 1-0 lead for North Platte High School. As the pitch from Stolpe, high and it's off the bat of Tyler Townsend, fouled for strike number 1. Is a specifically now 1-1 count to the designated hitter. As Townsend, once again, we'll see the sign from Stolpe. Glance at second. The pitch. Oh, it's going to get away from the catcher, Spees, and that's going to easily advance both runners up one base pad, and now the potential opportunity of a double play is thwarted, as it's 2-1 the count now to Tyler Townsend. With now runners in scoring position at third and second base. Jones at second. Logan Hayes at third. 2-1 count now to the sophomore Tyler Townsend as Stolpe fires. High upstairs, there's ball 3 to Tyler Townsend. 3-1 now. We're looking at a potential walk from Colin Stolpe, which would load the bases for Race Morkey up next. Infield looking for a bunt. The 3-1 swung on and fouled down the third base side for strike number 2. Townsend got a good pull on it, just pulled it a little too hard down the third base side, and with that, it's now a full count, 3-2. There's still nobody out here in this top of the second inning. Stolpe now sets, gets the sign, and here comes his 3-2. That is way upstairs, and there's ball 4. Tyler Townsend will walk his way on over to first base, and with that, Race Morkey will now be the batter for North Platte High School. As the Bulldogs right now threatening to score with the bases loaded. That first pitch from Stolpe's in there. Strike number 1. So it's an 0-1 count from Stolpe into Race Morkey. I try to find a better camera angle. Darn post is right in my way. The 0-1 swung on and grounded over to third. It gets through the third baseman's glove. 1 run will score. Here comes Easton Jones, and another run comes across for the Bulldogs. Race Morkey with another big hit for North Platte brings 2 runs across, and just like that, it's now a 3-1 ball game in favor of North Platte High School. It's now up to bat. We'll have Connor Stifler as slow to get up Tyler Townsend on over at the third base bag. Walking off like might have stretched something in the not so happy regions. You catch my drift. So, still on the mound, Colin Stolpe. I don't see any action in Aurora's bullpen, so we're still sticking with Stolpe here today. As now up to bat for North Platte High School comes the freshman Connor Stifler. Stifler on the season for the Bulldogs, 167 average, looking for his now, I think, a 3rd RBI this year. Pitch in from Stolpe. So we'll be facing Stolpe as that one's away for ball number 1. Next pitch is going to be just too low. It's 2-1 the count now. Two and one. The bases are loaded here as another pitch is high and away for Aurora. Welcome back, everybody, here to. Currently, it's a 3-0 count into 3-1 count. Caden Jonason. That one is outside, ball 4, and he's going to walk his way on over to first. And it's another run coming across for North Platte High School. Ty Hannibord will now divvy himself up to that here. I do welcome back everybody here to our coverage. If you missed out, currently it is a now 4-0 lead for North Platte High School in this ball game. Bulldogs currently leading 4-0, 4 runs on 2 hits, no errors for North Platte High. Side of Aurora and the Huskies currently at the moment. It's a no runs on 1 hit and 1 error to their name. So Ty Hannibord, who started today off with a big hit for the Bulldogs, now up to bat here. He did, well, quote-unquote got the first hit, but got caught trying to, the pitch got away from the catcher, and just like that, another one comes across for North Platte High, and it's now a 5-2 lead for North Platte High School with 2 runners now on the base paths. Pitch was too high and away as Spees couldn't hold on to it, and it's 5-0 here in this top of the second. What a way this game can turn around. Again, I said Hannibord got a hit into center field, but tried to extend it into a double, got caught in the middle, and then later tagged out. So he tried to extend the play, and just like that, there's ball number 2 from Colin Stolpe. No action in the Aurora bullpen. So far, they're sticking with Stolpe. A 2-0 count. As here comes the Hannibord. Swung on over to second base as Parker Smith's going to throw it to first, and there's the first out of this inning officially, but a sacrifice hit as coming home comes one Race Morkey, and just like that, this lead now balloons up a couple more, well, one more specific run as it is now 6-0 in favor North Platte High School as Connor Stifler is on over at first, and that pitch way upstairs. Actually, it's Jonason. That's way upstairs. Ball number 1 to Landon Greeno. He actually grounded out in his first plate appearance, and now staring down a 2-0 hole. Colin Stolpe. Jonason on over at third base for the Bulldogs. As here comes Stolpe's now 2-0 pitch to Greeno. Swung on and fouled off his bat for strike number 1. It's 2-1 now. Six nothing the lead. Here in this top of the second, Bulldogs threatening to put one more run on as Stolpe now fires. Ooh, that one going to sneak its way in. Strike number 2. It's now 2-2 the count to the pitcher, Landon Greeno. As looking for that payoff strikeout, and second out comes Stolpe. Swung on, that one driven into center field. Onwards comes Cheney. It gets over his head. Jonason will score. Landon Greeno's going to make his way to second. Will he push it? No, he'll stay at second for a stand-up double from the pitcher, Landon Greeno. And now it's 7-0 in favor of North Platte High School. Their third hit today. And now up to bat, here comes Jack Polk, who originally started this inning off for North Platte High School. And now he's here once again to see if he can continue the scoring for the Bulldogs, because it's been a very productive inning for North Platte as we have a courtesy runner for Landon Greeno jogging on out there. Gabe Moreno will be the batter coming up for North Platte High. As now up to bat, Jack Polk, again hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance, later come around to score later in this inning. And stepping off, Colin Stolpe will and reevaluate things that are going on. And with that, still Polk looking for that first pitch. As first pitch is in there, strike number 1 from Jack Polk. 0-1 the count now. That pitch will just be a bit outside for ball number 1. And that next pitch is going to be just outside. It's 2-1 the count now to Jack Polk, who's going to find some more success. Again, Gabriel Moreno on over at second base for the Bulldogs right now. And as the pitch. Ooh, that's in the dirt, but doesn't get away from the catcher Spees. And with that, that's ball number 3 to Jack Polk in this at-bat. As next, the pitch 3-1, it's going to be in there for strike number 2. 3-2 the count now to side of Jack Polk. As now Stolpe's 3-2. Oh, that's way away, and it's going to get way out of the reach of the catcher, and because of that, it's going to move the runner up all the way from third base, or excuse me, second base. So with that, we have 2 runners at the corners now. Moreno on over at third base. And then Jack Polk on over at first, but that'll do it there for Colin Stolpe. As out comes another mound visit, and because of that, that'll be the end of his day today, as he himself put together quite a good start in that top of the first inning, where he got a quick 1-2-3, but after that, everything fell apart here in this top of the 7th, as 7 runs have come across, and that'll do it for Stolpe's day. Is now we'll look to see who'll be coming on mound for the side of Aurora and the Huskies. 50 total pitches for Stolpe, 7 earned runs, and now a chance for Aurora to see what they can do to bounce back, as they currently trail the Bulldogs here. Yet again, as I said, 7-0. On the mound then for side of the Huskies, Dane Comer will be taking over. He's the designated hitter. Will be taking over. Now we have some infield shenanigans going on. What looks like to be Aurora, so I believe changes going on around the base paths. Is Booker Shireman's going to make his way out to left field. Comer will take over on the mound. So then we're going to have on over at second Keelan Phillips. And I believe it's going to be Jace Dorsey at third. And then we're going to keep Lucas Fry at short. I think, yep, that seems to be what the defensive changes will be, with, again, the pitcher coming on being Dane Comer, the designated hitter for today's game. 7 runs on 3 hits, no errors for North Platte High School, no runs on 1 hit, 1 error for the side of Aurora and the Huskies here in today's ball game. Our game brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group at his location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. We'll get things ready to rock and roll between these two in just a couple of pitches. Now we're looking to get things rocking and rolling, as hopefully finishing up his pitches is Dane Comer, and Dean McIntyre's up to bat. He doubled and later scored the runner that was on in his previous plate appearance. Now, once again, has that opportunity, this time with 2 runners on at the corners. North Platte High School. Over at third, Gabriel Moreno and Jackson Polk at first. Still in this top of the second inning, it's a 7-0 lead for North Platte High School. As we get ready to rock and roll, Comer finally got his warm-up pitches in. Let's see what Dean McIntyre can do damage-wise. As it was showing bunt, Dean McIntyre, and easily walking his way on over, well, not walking, but running his way over to second was Jack Polk, as he easily got the steal, and now there's 2 runners on at second and third now for the Bulldogs, and a 1-0 count to the catcher McIntyre. Comer's pitch. That one also is too tight inside, as luckily Jack Spees was able to save it from getting in too much trouble. That moved its way almost out of his glove. Now here comes the 2-0 count from Comer. Swung on and missed there by McIntyre. Had a good read on it, but just a little bit too high up, and because of that, 2-1 the count now. 2 runners on, Polk at second, Moreno at third, courtesy running. 2-1 now, Dane Comer now on the mound. Look to fire in that 2-1. Here it comes. Swung on and missed by Dean McIntyre. That one outside the zone. It's 2-2 the count now. 7-0 lead for North Platte High School. 2-2 in this top of the second. Comer likes what he gets the sign from Jack Spees, and here comes his now 2-2 pitch. Swung on, and it's going to be fouled off. McIntyre just barely. Still stay at 2-2. Was hoping that would be a drop third strike, but nothing doing it there. With that, it's next pitch on the way. It's in there. Just too tight in there. Ball 4, and walking on over goes Dean McIntyre to load the bases. Now up comes Easton Jones to bat. Now Logan Hazley courtesy running for Dean McIntyre on over at first base. Easton Jones getting up to bat. Bases loaded here. Ooh, beautiful off speed from Dane Comer in there. Strike number 1. 0-1 the count now. Here to side of Easton Jones. Pitch. That's high once again. There's ball number 2. Excuse me, ball number 1. It's 1-1 the count now. To Easton Jones. And that one's low, and it'll get away once again from Spees, and the run Gabriel Moreno comes home, and just like that, Bulldogs make this game a 8-0 affair. Only 3 hits, and another pitch gets away from Spees behind home plate, and just like that, another run comes home for the Bulldogs, and now an 8-0 game, a 2-1 count now to Easton Jones. Jones was reached on an error in his first plate appearance. As here comes that next pitch in. Slowly chopped on over to short. The throw to first will be in time, but there's out number 2, and yet again, though, another run will come across here for North Platte High School. As Polk comes home on the easy kind of sacrifice grounder, and now with that, Only one runner on and two down in the top of the second to bring up Tyler Townsend to the plate for North Platte High School. Townsend so far, he walked in his first plate appearance, has an opportunity to bring another run home as that one is skied up, drifting towards center field. Onwards comes Keegan Cheney. He gets there and gloves it for out number 3, but not before 9 runs come across in this top of the second inning. We're going to make our way now to the bottom of the second with North Platte High School currently at the moment leading in this one 9-0 right here, FM 98.1 and 1410 and video live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Buying a car, it's not always the most pleasant experience, but it doesn't have to be that way. 23 years. That's how long Premier Toyota has been in North Platte community, delivering a car buying experience that's friendly, easy, and fun. Check PremierAutoplex.com first, then stop by your lot at 2600 South Willow Street in North Platte. Come see us, Premier Toyota, for your next new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle.
Equipment to improve your quality of life? Look no further than Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment. Their state-of-the-art and earn your independence. From manual and power wheelchairs, mobility. They have everything you need to make your home a comfortable and safe place to live. They can even provide CPAP and BiPAP equipment and supplies, as well as oxygen equipment and supplies. Call Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment today.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. We provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
See me, Matthew Mussman. I can help your auto, home, and life needs.
Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan Lincoln for your next vehicle. Look online 24/7. Financing to get you into the vehicle you've been dreaming of. Check out all the inventory at BillSummers.com anytime. Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan Lincoln, where families are our business. Highway 83 and Walker Road in North Platte, and online 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
Whether you're a weekend warrior, youth, or professional athlete, the Great Plains Health Sports Medicine Team has you covered. The team includes orthopedic surgeons, athletic trainers, and other healthcare specialists who spend their time at local high school and college sporting events, ensuring that athletes stay as injury-free as possible. In the event of an injury, the team remains committed to returning athletes to competition as quickly and safely as possible.
Contact the Great Plains Health Sports Medicine Team by calling 308-568-7456.
Welcome back here to, of course, Mitchell Field. This is currently a 9-0 lead here for North Platte High School in this bottom of the second inning. Lucas Fry just struck out in his first plate appearance. Now up to bat, here comes Colin Stopey for the side of the Huskies. We got our half-inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. His new location, 621 South Dewey. Sweet B has the now 0-1 pitch, makes it a 1-1 pitch to Stolpe. Also, thank you to our sponsors here for today's game. That is 1CT Computer Services, your IT guy since 2005. Now Greeno's 1-1 pitch into Stolpe is around the knees and in there for strike number 2. It's a 1-2 count. Into Colin Stolpe, who was the pitcher to start this game before he gave up those 9 runs. That pitch high upstairs. It's base on balls is down over 2. First goes Stolpe. That ball 4 as I missed it from getting things reset back up. And now up to bat following that walk from Landon Greeno comes Briggs Winfrey. His first time today, the 9-hole hitter Winfrey. On the season, when it comes to his hitting percentage at .214 with 4 RBIs, 1 double that's skied up on over to short and gloved up by Jack Polk for an easy out number 2. And just like that, there were 2 down here. This bottom of the second inning is now up to bat. Keegan Cheney, he walked in his first plate appearance. He was part of that string of 3 batters that led off this game for the Huskies to load the bases before it was Landon Greeno that got out of that situation unscathed. Whoa, that first pitch from Greeno way outside, almost a whole new area code for ball number 1. As it's a 1-0 count with 2 now to make that now a 1-1 count as that sneaks its way in. Strike number 1. 1-1, 2 now, runner at first base, Colin Stolpe. As Bulldogs like to get out of this inning without allowing any other runs to hopefully even come across as that one's tight inside. Ball number 2. As now it's a 2-1 count to side of Keegan Cheney. Stolpe on over at first. 2 down here in this bottom of the second inning. Greeno sets and fires. In there, strike number 2. Good, beautiful throw from Landon Greeno as he looks to work his way. He's looking to work his way to the 3rd out of this inning. There comes that 2-2. Swung on and missed it. Drop 3rd strike, but McIntyre easily will make that throw on over to first, and that's how this inning will come to an end on that strikeout. And with that, we're going to the top of the 3rd. North Platte High School still holding on to this lead of a 9-run lead as it's currently top of the 3rd, 9-0. We come back here, FM 98.1. 1410, and as always, video live is streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
The DNN Event Center wishes everyone a great sports season. With North Platte and Nebraska weather, things change quickly and can make our lives a little more difficult. Thank goodness for the DNN. The DNN offers hourly rentals for all types of sports practices, including turf, courts, batting cages, and equipment usage. Call the DNN Event Center to schedule your team's practice times and for more league information for all sports seasons. For over 30 years in our community, for your next event, the DNN Event Center.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Ask me, Matthew Musselman, about Shelter Life Insurance coverage options.
Oh my gosh, my poor, I don't know what happened to my voice there. Welcome back here, Mitchell Field in Aurora. North Platte High School taking on the Huskies of Aurora. A current score of 9-0 in favor of North Platte High School in this top of the 3rd inning. Our half-inning breaks, of course, as always, are going to be brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group at his location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Alongside our other sponsors here for today's game, Premier Toyota. Premier Toyota, just south of I-80 in North Platte. Invite you to stop out and take a test drive here today. Premier Toyota, let's go. Places that first pitch from the side of Dane Comer is way down low to our batter in this top of the 3rd inning, Race Morkey. He singled in his first plate appearance, and he'll see ball number 1 from Comer. And now ball number 2, as that one was way behind the head of one Race Morkey. And now with that, the 2-0 count. Comer will get the sign from Jack Spees, and he will then look to deliver then said 2-0 count. That one low, ball 3 in the dirt, so 3 pitches, 3 balls from Dane Comer as he looks to settle in for his first full inning of work, coming in relief for previous pitcher. He makes that in there. That previous pitcher, as I, of course, lose the name on him. which was Colin Stolpe, is that's now 2 straight back-to-back pitches from Dane Comer that are in there for strikes 1 and then strikes 2. So because of that, we're in a 3-2 count. I was trying to find the pitch. I don't know why I was struggling so much. Find that pitcher off the top of my head. Well, because of that, it's now a 3-2 count to the right fielder Morkey as Comer delivers. Well, that's down low in the dirt. There's ball number 4. And here to start this 3rd inning, Race Morkey's going to waltz his way on over to first on a now 5-pitch walk. And now we're going to have a mound visit for the Huskies here, as Coach going to have a word with, Dane Comer, and Dane Comer's day is done. Just like that, he got not even a third of an inning of work, and now he gets immediately turned on over for Jace Dorsey, as Jace Dorsey will now be taken over Dorsey will be taken over on the mound, and Lucas Fry now moves over to third base as Dane Comer now moves to shortstop. So already a quick pitching change here in this top of the 3rd inning. Dane Comer only moved through one batter in this top of the 3rd before he was moved on to now Jace Dorsey, who was at third base. Dorsey was the designated hitter in today's game, and now has moved his way all the way to the pitching mound, was at third base. And so who he'll be seeing for the first time today, Connor Stifler. Stifler walked in his previous at-bat for the Bulldogs. There is one runner on for North Platte High School. It's Race Morkey on over at first base. And we're sitting at a 9-0 game, as once again, in favor of North Platte High School. 9 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Bulldogs. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error for the side of Aurora and the Huskies. Let's see what Jace Dorsey can now do against this Bulldog squad. Facing Connor Stifler to start this, essentially inning, but one pitcher in. But on the year for Jace Dorsey, a .969 ERA in his 3 appearances so far, and it comes to total innings pitched, 4 1/3 innings pitched with 4 strikeouts for Dorsey. He'll be seeing the freshman again. Connor Stifler walked in his first plate appearance. Race Morkey is on over at first base for North Platte High School. Caden Jonason on deck with Ty Hanneborg in the hole for the Bulldogs. Dorsey's first pitch in is going to find the zone for strike number 1 to the freshman Stifler. 0-1 the count now. Again, Race Morkey on over at first base. Dorsey sets and fires his next one. That one's high up. There's ball number 1 to third baseman Stifler. After the conclusion of this varsity game, of course, the junior varsity squad will be up next. Dorsey's 1-1 pitch. Upstairs and outside. There's ball number 2 to Connor Stifler. It's 2-1 the count now. Morkey still on over at first. Haven't seen much of that Morkey speed in any steal possibilities. And normally if we did, we'll see it in a double steal attempt. But with Race Morkey the only batter on the base paths right now, won't really see much unless the ball gets past Jack Spees, the catcher. 2-1 the count now as it's delivered. Swung on by Stifler and foul. That one was tight inside for what would have been ball 3, but now it's strike 2 following the foul ball. It's 2-2 the count now to the third baseman. Nobody out. Still Race Morkey at first. As here comes the 2-2 from Dorsey. Whoa, swung on once again by Connor Stifler. As that one was, yet again, as Coach Holm would say, outside. As it would have been ball 3 or ball 4 on that pitch. Is now another foul ball. It's 2-2 the count now to Stifler as Dorsey fires. Oh, that one's just at the knees for strike number 3, and down goes Connor Stifler looking. First strikeout of the game for Jace Dorsey in the first out of this top of the 3rd inning. It's now up to bat. Here comes Caden Jonas, and he's 0 for 1 today, grounded out to third base in his first plate appearance, then walked in his second. Still one runner on for the Bulldogs in this top of the third. It's Race Morkey. First pitch way outside. Good glove by Jack Spees, saving what would have been an easy run for Morkey to second if it got past him. So now it's a 1-1 count. Dorsey will take the glance on over at first and deliver. There goes Race Morkey, got a really good jump, and he successfully steals second. I was talking about he really needed the stars to align, Race Morkey, and a really, really slow windup into an off-speed, and Morkey caught wind of it, and he makes his way on over to second with a successful steal. And it's a now 2-0 count into the the center fielder, Caden Jonason, as Morkey's now at second. Dorsey's pitch on the way. That's down the middle there for strike number 1. 2-1 the count now. Once again, Bulldogs kind of deploying the strategy of have the Huskies, beat themselves up with their own mental mistakes. The 2-1. High upstairs, ball 3. It's been working so far. They've got 9 runs across again on 3 hits, so it's been doing the work, but runner in scoring position for the Bulldogs has Morkey at second. 3-1 count to Jonason. Here comes Dorsey's pitch. That one's high upstairs, ball 4, and with that, Jonason will take the walk on over to first, and now there's a chance that we could potentially see a double steal come in from the side of North Platte High School. Is up to bat now for the Bulldogs. Logan Hayes will be pinch hitting for Ty Hanneborg with a 9-0 lead in favor of North Platte High School. Hayes on the season for the freshman's batting average is sitting at .286 with 2 hits. No RBIs, but one of them was a double. So he is in prime position to potentially get an RBI and his first big hit. Well, I say first big hit, but in a big situation like this one. That pitch from Jace Dorsey is in there for strike number 1 to Logan Hayes. Landon Greeno is still on deck for the Bulldogs, as Dorsey will get the sign from Jack Spees, and he'll look for his next pitch, currently 0-1 with 1 out. Look, that's at second and deliver. Double. There goes that double steal I talked about. The throw to third is in time. Oh, and they're going to say he is safe. That was a bang-bang play at third. The infield umpire says that he is safe, and just like that, the double steal works. Morkey just barely got there in time, and with that, the runners are once again in scoring position, this time 1 bag closer. Morkey just 90 feet away from home. And then Caden Jonason on over at second. It's a 1-1 count now into Hayes. That's one's just around the knees. Strike number 2. That one just barely clipped in. It's 1-2 the count now. Morkey at third. Jace Dorsey looking for the second out. The 1-2. High upstairs. There's ball number 2. It's now 2-2 the count now to the freshman Hayes. On deck, Landon Greeno with Jack Polk in the hole for North Platte High School. Dorsey now gets the sign he likes from Speeds. Here comes his 2-2 pitch. That's high and away, ball 3. So things getting a little interesting as it's now a full count into Logan Hayes with 2 runners on in scoring position at second and third base. 3-2, 1 out. Here comes that pitch to Logan Hayes. Swing, and I miss. Down goes Hayes swinging. There's the second strikeout for Jace Dorsey in the second out of this inning. And that brings up to bat Landon Greeno for North Platte High School. Greeno has 2 runners on in scoring position. He's 1 for 2 today, a ground out and a double. In his last plate appearance has Race Morkey again, just 90 feet from home at third. As Jace Dorsey likes what he sees and will fire the first pitch in to Greeno. Ooh, that one's going to get behind. That's going to easily maybe score Race Morkey. Oh, he was really late to it. You're going to say he is out there for number 3. Morkey got a late jump as that ball got past Jack Spees. And that's how this third inning will come to an end. Runners were in scoring position for the Bulldogs, but they couldn't capitalize. We're going to make our way now to the bottom of the third. North Platte High School leading 9-0. We come back here, FM 98.1, 1410, as always, via live stream at northplattepost.com.
Nicole is having her favorite Runza salad.
The something ranch salad.
It's the chicken bacon ranch salad.
But you can put whatever else you want around it. I'm here for the ranch.
I'm with you. Runza's homemade ranch is perfect. It's so good. A classic.
It's literally the only reason I like salad.
Great point. Come get a salad with your ranch. Try Runza's chicken bacon ranch salad today. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Are you ready to embark on an exciting new career? Larry's Glass has been a trusted name in custom glass design for over 40 years, and they are seeking a skilled glazier to join their team. If you have a passion for precision and craftsmanship, this is the perfect opportunity for you. Install glass in commercial, residential, and auto settings. Get paid while you train for a new career. Stop into Larry's Glass at 211 West 5th Street, North Platte, and discuss how you can be part of their team and build a fulfilling career.
I'm Jared Remus with Jerry Remus Chevrolet of North Platte. The Bulldogs play here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM, KOOQ AM, North Platte. We've got the keys to your new car.
Welcome back here, Mitchell Field. North Platte High School currently leading 9-0 over the side of Aurora and the Huskies. We have a new pitcher on the mound for the Bulldogs. It's Easton Geisler. He'll be taking over for one Landon Greeno, who will end his day today on the year for one Easton Geisler on the mound for the Bulldogs. He has a 15.17 ERA in his 4 appearances. Geisler on the year, he has 6 total innings. He does have 8 strikeouts to his name. No record in terms of overall record. No wins, no losses. First batter he'll be seeing today, Dane Comer for the Huskies. Again, our half-inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. That pitch into Comer is there. Strike number 1 from Geisler. And this bottom of the third inning, Bulldogs on the cusp of a run rule. 9-0. That one, little blooper. That's going to fall out of the hands of Race Morkey, it looks like. And that'll be a single, the second single of the day for Dane Comer. So he'll make his way to first. And now up to bat comes Jack Spees. He walked in his first plate appearance against Landon Greeno and now faced Easton Geisler for the first time today. One runner on for the side of the Huskies. Dane Comer on over at first. Nobody out in the bottom of the third. Geisler delivers. And it's high upstairs for ball number 1 from Geisler. 1-0 count now as Geisler likes to side for McIntyre and fires. Swung on and missed there by Spees. So 1-1 the count now to Jack Spees. Booker Shireman on deck with Jace Dorsey in the hole for the Huskies. Geisler now with his 1-1 pitch sets and fires. It's up and away. The throw on over to first will not be in time as Comer gets back. It's a now 2-1 count to the catcher Spees as the Bulldogs look to continue this vice grip on the lead they have right now. 2-1 count. Nobody out, 1 runner on. Pitch, check swing. Oh, just above the letters, just barely. It's 3-1 the count now to Spees from Easton Geisler. As a 3-1, Geisler not looking to walk Spees here, delivers. That one slowly grounded foul down the third base side. So now it's a 3-2 count, and now things just got a little bit more interesting. Nobody out in this bottom of the third. 1 runner on. Dane Comer, he singled to lead off this bottom of the third. Can Easton Geisler get this out? And his first strikeout today and his 9th strikeout overall this season. With a 3-2, runner goes. That's going to be tight inside for ball number 4, so that steal doesn't matter anyway, as the walk from Spees on over to first now gets 2 runners on for Booker Shireman. He struck out swinging against Landon Greeno in his first plate appearance, and now with 2 runners on and nobody out here in this bottom of the 3rd, I think it just got a little more interesting for Easton Geisler. So he'll step and fire to Shireman. Right down the middle there, strike number 1 to Shireman. Comer at second, at first Spees, and now Shireman looking to bring one of them home for the first runs for the Huskies. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Whoa, that's going to bounce off the back of the head of Booker Shireman on that fastball, and with that, the bases are now loaded. As Shireman, thank goodness, is going to waltz his way on over to first after getting hit by a pitch, and just like that, with nobody out, the bases are now loaded, and I think we're going to see some more action in the bullpen for the Bulldogs as so people aren't getting up and putting some gloves on right now. As it's Jace Dorsey who will be taking over. It's one Jordan Yonkers that'll be making his way to the bullpen to throw some warm-up pitches. Bases loaded. Geisler looking for the first out. Dorsey up to bat. That one swung on and fouled back for strike number 1. 0-1 the count. Still nobody out. Bases loaded. Easton Geisler again checking in for Landon Greeno this inning on the mound. Now in a sticky situation. That's now 0-2 as it sneaks its way in for strike number 2 to Dorsey, who again struck out swinging in this first plate appearance, has the bases loaded. Dane Comer at third, Spees at second, and Shireman at first. 0-2 now. Geisler looking for the first down. He steps and fires. Oh, that one's down low. Great save from Dean McIntyre to make sure it doesn't escape his glove and allow a run to come across. There's ball number 1, 1-2 now. Again, warming up for the Bulldogs in the bullpen, Jordan Yonkers. As here comes the 1-2 from Geisler. That one chipped, swung on into left field, gloved by the side of Jackson Peters. And just like that, there's one out here in this inning. A little pop fly that makes that out to Peters in left. Just like that, there's the first out of this inning. That's a big one for Geisler. He needed something going his way as has the bases loaded now as up comes Keelan Phillips. He struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. A force out at any bag as that first pitch from Geisler squared up into center field. On comes the side of Johnson. The glove, the throw on home will be pulling way off the bag. The side of Dean McIntyre, so that sacrifice out brings a run home. As Johnson tried to muster it all the way, but pulled McIntyre way off the bag. And with that, one run does come across for the Bulldogs. For the Huskies, and it's now 9-1 with 2 runners still on the base pads. So still opportunities aplenty for Aurora, as now up comes Lucas Fry. That first pitch from Geisler is down low, ball number 1. Shireman at second, Spees at third, a 9-1 ball game. 2 down, though, in this bottom of the 3rd inning. Geisler's pitch almost bounces away from McIntyre, but he's able to glove it. 2-0 the count now. Geisler looking to get out of this inning, I would say unscathed, but to not let any more runs come across as there are 2 Huskies in scoring position. The pitch from Easton Geisler. Oh, right down the middle there, strike number 1. Good bounce back pitch to Lucas Fry. He struck out looking in his first plate appearance against Landon Greeno, but with the new pitcher Geisler, what can he do differently? The 2-1 pitch in from Easton. That one swung on, it's going its way into center, and it's gloved up by Caden Jonason. The defensive specialist, well, I don't say defensive specialist, but the perfect glove from Jonason out in center field is going to end this inning. 1 run did come across for the side of the Huskies. It's now 9-1 as we make our way to the top of the 4th. right here on FM 98.1 AM 1410. And as always, video live streaming NorthPlattePost.com.
Are you or a loved one in need of medical equipment to improve your quality of life? Look no further than Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment. Their state-of-the-art and affordable medical products are specifically designed to return your independence. From manual and power wheelchairs, mobility scooters, and lift chairs to walking aids, ramps, hospital beds, and bath safety products. They have everything you need to make your home a comfortable and safe place to live. They can even provide CPAP and BiPAP equipment and supplies, as well as oxygen equipment and supplies. Call Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment today.
Buying a car, it's not always the most pleasant experience, but it doesn't have to be that way. 23 years. That's how long Premier Toyota has been in North Platte community, delivering a car buying experience that's friendly, easy, and fun. Check PremierAutoplex.com first, then stop by your lot at 2600 South Willow Street in North Platte. Come see us. Premier Toyota for your next new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Premier Toyota at PremierAutoplex.com.
Welcome back here to Mitchell Field. It's a 9-1 ball game in favor of North Platte High School over the Huskies of Aurora. 9 runs on 3 hits, no errors for North Platte High School. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error for the Huskies. Up to bat now, Easton Geisler again after taking over for Landon Greeno. Last inning, he'll be facing up, last half inning, which was just a couple of seconds ago. He'll be facing off against Jace Dorsey, who's on the mound for his first full inning of work. Again, our half-inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Also, thank you to our sponsors here for today's game. CT Computer Services, your ITI since 2005. Again, Easton Geisler taking over on the batting side now for the Bulldogs on the season for the side of Easton Geisler. So far, as he is yet to record a hit in this season, as the first pitch in from Jace Dorsey is outside for ball number 1. Dorsey had a pretty strong half inning of work, a little less than a half inning of work that he first appeared in, as his next pitch is too far tight inside for ball 2. Now we'll see what he can do, getting his first full independent inning of work. Currently in the bulk of the Bulldogs' strong hitting order, it's 2-0 the count now. Into Geisler. We'll make that 3-0, so 3 straight pitches outside from Dorsey to Geisler. Up next, Jack Polk with T. McIntyre in the hole for the Bulldogs. 3-0 the count now to 1. Easton Geisler, here it comes. That one's ball 4. It's not even close to Jack's speed. A 4-pitch walk to lead off this top of the 4th inning. Geisler will move on over to first, and courtesy runner will come on in for the Bulldogs. It's going to be Jordan Yonkers who will be courtesy running for Easton Geisler. So here comes Jack Polk up to bat. Polk on the date today was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. Then later that inning, came right back up to bat, and he walked. Now looking to move the runner, who is now Jordan Yonkers, on over from first to maybe second. That pitch is, just barely going to sneak into Polk for strike number 1. 0-1 the count now. Nobody out, 1 runner on. 9-1 lead for the Bulldogs here in this top of the 4th inning. Stepping back in, there goes Jack Polk. The pickoff attempt will get Jordan Yonkers back from Dorsey. Wind now, aggressively, but about 10 to 15 miles per hour, moving from right field to the third base line. 0-1, the pitch popped up, and it's going to fall foul for strike number 2 from Jack Polk. Polk looking for his first official hit today. A little bit of a tough spot. It's an 0-2 count now. With nobody out, Dorsey fires. Well, that's way outside ball number 1, so it's a 1-2 count now to the shortstop. Yonkers, who is courtesy running at first, was warming up in the bullpen for the Bulldogs, so interesting to see if assistant coach Holm goes to him next inning. As Dorsey with his 1-2 fires. Whoa, that off speed above the letters. Ball number 2 to Polk. So after 2 quick strikes to start this at-bat for Jack Polk, he's now worked his way back to a 2-2 count with nobody out and a runner at first being Yonkers. Here comes that 2-2. Great jump from Yonkers as that one swung on and driven foul down the third base side. Wonderful jump from Yonkers as he was going to easily make it to second, but of course when you see a steal like that, you're going to swing at it. That's part of the strategy to potentially get more, but that one pulled foul, and we're still at a 2-2 count. Spees now will give the sign to Dorsey. His pitch swung on and once again foul down the third base side. So we'll still stay at 2-2, the second foul ball in a row. Polk starting to hone in on the pitches from Chase Dorsey. 2-2, nobody out. Yonkers on over at first. The pitch, there goes once again, another swing. It's popped up, drifting towards foul territory, and will officially fall out of play for a third straight foul. We'll still stay at 2-2. Polk just a little bit early on that one. Pulling it foul. Trying to hone in on Dorsey's pitches. Here comes his 2-2 once again. That one's way, bounces away from Spees, and just like that, Jordan Yonkers will easily roll on over to second on the passed up ball as that one bounces in front of the catcher, Jack Spees, and now it's ball 3. It's 3-2 to count now to Yonkers, or excuse me, to Polk. A glance over at Yonkers at second from Dorsey as he fires. Oh, he's going again. That one's high up in the air, ball 3, and just like that, it's going to get into left field. Here comes Jordan Yonkers running his way on home. He will successfully not only steal third, but then he'll also, on the passed up ball, make his way on over home, and another run comes across for the Bulldogs. And Polk will walk on over to first, as out comes yet another mound visit, and will probably do it for the day for Chase Dorsey. As Dorsey's done pitching, we'll have a new pitcher on the mound. I believe that's going to be Lucas Fry, who will be taking over for Aurora. So it's a 10-1 ball game now with Fry taking over on the mound, and Dean McIntyre will come up to bat for North Platte High School. Pitching changes here brought to you in part by Kevin McGann in the Fortify Group. And check out Kevin McGann, the Fortify Group, at his location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Also, thank you to our sponsors here for today's game, Sand Hill State Bank, most committed brand of banking, locations in North Platte, Ogallala, Grant, and many more. Head to sandhillstate.com for a full list of services and locations. As Dorsey's going to make his way on over to third base now. Jace Fry will be taking over on the mound, and Dean McIntyre will be coming up to bat. He doubled in his first plate appearance, and then walked in his second. Following McIntyre, Easton Jones, and then Tyler Townsend for North Platte High School. 10-1 lead, 10 runs on 3 hits, no errors. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error for the side of Aurora. As we're slowly working our way here, top of the 4th inning. This is the last official regular season game for North Platte High School. We'll hopefully looking to end this year 9-3. They can keep hold of this 10-1 lead. Of course, if you are a viewer of the Denver Nuggets basketball game yesterday, you'll know no lead is safe after the Lakers got up 20 in that game and then choked it all away to my Denver Nuggets. So, Bulldogs need to take care of business, and so far they are doing so. And then, if they do pick up this victory, they'll need a couple of things to go their way in terms of power projection points to get to that 6th district spot. The chance at hosting a district if they can get to that 6th spot. So up to bat, again, as I said, is Dean McIntyre. Is a runner at first being Jack Polk. McIntyre again 1 for 1 today, facing Lucas Fry for the first time in this ballgame. Fry steps and fires. Runner goes. Great jump from Jack Polk. The throw to second. Not in time. A successful steal from the shortstop. And just like that, it's a runner in scoring position at second base. 1-0 count in the warm-up pitches. Again, Lucas Fry was playing at third base, so really didn't get much warm-up action in terms of between innings, so had struggled to find the zone. As I say that one is not going to hit the zone, and there's ball number 2 to Dean McIntyre. 2-0 the count now to the catcher. As I said, Easton Jones on deck with Tyler Townsend in the hole. Fry steps and fires. That one once again outside. There's ball 3, a quick 3 pitches, and there's 3 balls then into catcher Dean McIntyre. Again, doubled in his first plate appearance. Got an RBI off of it. 3-0. Lucas Fry glances at second, and he'll deliver his pitch way upstairs. There's ball 4, and I was talking about Fry having some issues in terms of finding the zone in his warm-up pitches. That continues here, and we'll have a courtesy runner for the side of North Platte High School. Taking over, courtesy running, Thomas Haggart. We've taken over. As Haggart moves his way on over to... As Haggart moves on over as the courtesy runner, getting some varsity action. So 2 runners are on. Haggart at first, Polk at second for Easton Jones, who's 0 for 2 today. Reached on an error in his first plate appearance and grounded out in his second as that first pitch from Lucas Fry finds the strike zone for the first time today. It's strike number 1, 0-1 the count now. Fry will get the sign from Spees. And once again, glance second to Polk. Comes his 0-1. Oh, the throw on over to first that's going to get into the right field. It pulls the first baseman off the bag. They're going to bring on home Jack Polk. He's a running. He's a track star, and he will make it home. So following that passed up ball, Jack Polk will make his way home, and Haggart will move on over to second base. And just like that, it's a 1-1 count to Easton Jones, and now an 11-1 lead. The Bulldogs have reached that run rule. Need to hold steady for at least another full inning. One over at second. Haggart, as Easton Jones, the 1-1, will wait for the pitch from Lucas Fry. It's on its way. Way upstairs, but sinks in. For strike number 2, beautiful curve from Lucas Fry will sink into the zone. It's 1-2 now to the first baseman. Fry will glance once again at second and now deliver the 1-2 pitch to Easton Jones. Try to go right back to that same pitch, but it doesn't get the same rotation, and with that, it's a 2-2 count now to Easton Jones. 11-1 the lead for North Platte High School. Haggart at second base. The 2-2 swung on, and it's popped up to sky high, but will drift foul for still staying at 2-2 the count. You know, sky high, like the movie Sky High. Anybody feel old enough yet, when you hear that movie? Moving on from Sky High, it's back to baseball. 2-2 the count now from Lucas Fry, as he'll glance at second and deliver it to Easton Jones. Way upstairs, there's ball 3 as Jones thought that was ball 4, but now it's a full count, nobody out. As now up to bat, again, still Easton Jones, 3-2, nobody out, 1 runner on, being Haggart, Tommy Haggart on over second. The pitch, runner goes, thought about going as that one is once again popped up and drifting towards right field. Shireman coming for it. It'll fall fair, and with that, Haggart tags, and well, doesn't even need to tag, it'll make his way on over to third base. So that one just barely falling into fair play in front of Booker Shireman. Moves Haggart on over to third as Jones gets his first hit today. And now it's an 11-1 lead to bring on up to bat Jackson Peters. He'll be pinch hitting for the side of Tyler Townsend. Peters playing in left field in today's game. Now gets his first opportunity to hit in this game. He has Haggart on over at third base. And then Easton Jones on over at first. Next up the order, though, Race Morkey for the Bulldogs. That one swung on and missed by Peters for strike number 1. Still nobody out here in this top of the 4th. Bulldogs looking to add some more insurance runs to this game. 0-1, though, the count to Peters, who's in left field, as Lucas Fry sets and fires. That one swung on, but fouled down the third base side as Peters got a hold of it, but pulled it too far foul. It's now 0-2 the count now. Freshman this season for the Bulldogs, one Jackson Peters. 200 batting average, looking to add another hit to his repertoire. The 0-2 from Fry. Swung on, popped up, but driven foul once again, so we'll still stay at 0-2 the count. Peters getting some good contact with it, just too far ahead of the swings. Needs to pull back just a little bit. Runners at the corners, nobody out, an 0-2 count to the left fielder Peters. Here comes Fry's pitch. Ooh, just skirts outside. Good awareness from the freshman not to swing. He's rewarded with the ball. It's 1-2 the count now with 2 runners on. Lucas Fry will like the sign and get some speeds. Here comes again that payoff 1-2. Well, that's down in the dirt. We'll sneak a little bit away from Spees, and with that, it's now a 2-2 count to Jackson Peters. Nobody out in this top of the 4th inning. A 2-2 ball game. Fry sets. Here comes the 2-2. Oh, my good heavens. It just barely sneaks in. That one was right on the line, but they'll say it's in there. And there's the first strikeout for Lucas Fry today. And first out of this top of the 4th. I don't blame Peters one bit for not swinging on that one, but just barely sneaks into the zone. There's one down for Race Morkey, who's up to bat. As that pitch sky high, almost into a whole new area code for ball number 1 to Race Morkey. On deck, Connor Stifler for North Platte High School. Still runners at the corners for the Bulldogs. Here comes the pitch from Fry to Morkey. Swung on. That one's popped up. Drifting towards the North Platte dugout. And it's going to be bobbled in and out of the hands of Fry. And with that, the ball will get into the dugout. One run does come home. That's Haggart. And they're going to move Haggart back because, again, that one got out of the field of play. So if that just got to the fence line, Haggart would have been free to run on home and get that free run, but it just barely snuck into the Bulldog dugout, and with that, it's a foul ball, and now a 1-1 count to the right fielder, Race Morkey. Jones still at third, Haggart Haggart at third, and it's Easton Jones at first. As the 1-1 pitch. High upstairs, ball number 2 to Morkey. Morkey today, 1 for 1. He singled in his first plate appearance, then walked in his second. With Connor Stifler due up, and then supposedly Caden Jonason in the hole. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, that's driven out to left field, back at it, and getting there to glove it. It's out of the hands of Briggs Winfrey. So Haggart's going to score, and Easton Jones is going to make his way to second. An easy fly ball for Briggs Winfrey in left field, and he drops it. Second error for the side of the Huskies, and that error is a costly one as one run will come across for the Bulldogs. Good power from Race Morkey to get it deep into the outfield, but Briggs Winfrey whiffs on it, and now there's 2 runners on. Easton Jones at second, and then over at first is Race Morkey to now bring up to bat Connor Stifler. 0 for 1 today, walked in his first plate appearance, then struck out looking in his second as he'll foul that off for strike number 1. So it's now a 12-1 lead for North Platte High School here in this top of the 4th inning. They've gotten 3 runs to come across. And still more could be coming with Jones at second in scoring position. Lucas Fry still on the mound will deliver his 0-1 pitch after looking at second. Here it comes. It's high upstairs above the letters. Ball number 1 to Stifler. Stifler again getting the nod at third base, with Easton Jones on over at first when Landon Greeno was on the mound. Here comes that 1-1 from Fry. That's high and away. Ball 2. As that ball was going to be thrown back over to Lucas Fry, but it just gets out of his reach. Not a tall fella, so couldn't reach it, and with that, makes its way into the early parts of the outfield grass, but not far enough for Easton Jones to run, and still a 2-1 count into Stifler. Caden Jonason on deck for the Bulldogs, with Logan Hayes potentially in the hole. Here comes that 2-1 pitch. High upstairs to Stifler once again. Good patience from the freshman, and now it's a 3-1 count. I love the patience I've seen today from Connor Stifler. Had some moments where he swung a little too aggressively, but already drawing a walk in his first at-bat and potentially a second one here. The 3-1. High and away, ball 4, and there's the second walk of the day for Stifler. And the bases are now loaded for Caden Jonason. Knock on wood here, don't want to say it, but could see a grand slam. You know? And most certainly that'll do it for Lucas Fry, as we'll have yet again another pitching change for the side of the Huskies of Aurora. And that's, I believe, now their fourth pitcher today, as it's Parker Smith who will be taking over for Lucas Fry. As Fry will now move on over to, it looks like, shortstop. So Fry now moves over to short in favor with Dane Comer, I think, officially exiting the ball game. So the infield goes Dorsey at third, Fry at short, Keelan Phillips on over at second, and then at first base for the Huskies. Trying to see who is on over at first, I believe. I don't believe. I believe that might be on over at first. It's going to be Will Johnson, I believe. So now up to pitch. As we said, Parker Smith, with one out here in this top of the fourth, will be taking over the pitching duties. Smith on this season has posted a 11.31 ERA in his 3 appearances. He has yet to record a record in those games, but does have 1 strikeout. He'll be facing Caden Jonason, so a tough task for an incoming pitcher. Jonason, the best hitter statistically for North Platte, with Logan Hayes on deck, and then Easton Geisler in the hole for the Bulldogs. Again, our pitching changes here brought to you in part by Kevin McGann, the Fortifying Group. Check out Kevin McGann, the Fortifying Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Bases are loaded. Easton Jones at third, Race Morkey at second, and then Connor Stifler at first for North Platte High School. As Parker Smith getting a couple more pitches in. Jonason today not having a too good of a statistical day. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out, but 2 walks to his name. Again, with the bases loaded, prime opportunity to add to his RBI total this season. So far for Jonason, 10 RBIs on the team, which is tied for third right now. Actually tied for second in totality. Highest is 13 with Landon Greeno and Dean McIntyre at 13. As that first pitch into Jonason is down low for ball number 1. So 1-0 the count now from the freshly tipped in pitcher Parker Smith. Swing and a miss from Jonason, way ahead of it. That pitch was way upstairs, and the way he's even smiling at it, knowing he was way in front. So it's a 1-1 count now with 1 down and the bases loaded. The pitch from Smith went off speed, just barely outside the bottom half of the zone. For ball number 2, it's 2-1 the count now with 1 out to Jonason. Parker Smith likes to sign his 2-1. That's now 2 tied inside and low around the knees for ball 3. A walk will score a run with the bases loaded here. As Parker Smith trying to bounce back, a 3-1 count with 1 down in this top of the 4th. Here comes the pitch. Well, that's way upstairs, ball 4. Jonason will take his walk, and another run comes across. It's 13-1 now in favor of the Bulldogs. Here comes Logan Hayes. He got his first plate appearance last inning for the Bulldogs. Struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. Almost got a hit. They were just so close down that third base line. Now seeing what he can do on a second approach. That one swung and popped up foul. Strike number 1 to the freshman Hayes. Bases are still loaded. Morkey at third, Stifler at second, and then Caden Jonason on over at first for North Platte High School. 3 walks on the day for Caden Jonason. How about that? At the pitch, way upstairs and inside. It's ball number 1 from Parker Smith. Some action in the bullpen for the side of the Huskies, but I think that's just the JV squad warming up. 1-1. Swing and a miss from Hayes. He's a little late on that swing. So now it's a 1-2 count from Parker Smith into Logan Hayes. 13-1 the lead for North Platte High School. Hayes gets ready. Parker Smith gets a sign from Spees. He'll take a glance at third and delivers 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Logan Hayes swinging. His second strikeout today. And the second out of this top of the fourth. So now here comes Easton Geisler. Geisler started off this inning for the Bulldogs. He walked in his first plate appearance. And now with 2 down, looks to do the same with the bases loaded. Pitch from Smith. That one dribbler on over to third. Into the glove, and they'll say he's out on over at third base as Stifler just almost got there, and that's how this inning will come to an end. We're moving our way to the bottom of the fourth. North Platte leading this 13-1 now with some insurance runs on the way. We'll step aside and we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have our bottom of the fourth here, right here, FM 98.1 AM 1410, and of course, video live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Great Plains Health Orthopedics in North Platte is ready to serve you with board-certified orthopedic surgeons and a team of medical professionals who specialize in hip, knee, and shoulder joint replacements and revisions, minor to complex hand injuries, sports medicine for both the serious athlete and the weekend warrior, new and innovative operative and non-operative procedures, and work-related injuries. Same-week appointments are available. Call Great Plains Health Orthopedics today.
Your health is our mission. Great Plains Health.
The North Platte Public Schools prepares all students to be productive, responsible citizens in a safe, caring, supporting learning environment with caring staff, engaging curriculum, clean facilities, and updated technology. You can rely on our schools giving your child the tools they need for a successful future. For more information, including enrollment and career opportunities, visit nppsd.org. North Platte Public Schools. Communicate, connect, commit.
Welcome back here to Mitchell Field here in Aurora. North Platte High School leading 13-1. Our half-inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Also, thank you to our sponsors here for today's game. That'll be, as always, Dave's Place Pizza and Wings. You'll find out more on 1510 East 4th Street for all their daily specials, wings, and more. Again, that special here today, since it's Tuesday, 10 for $10 wings. So, Colin Stolpe up to bat. He walked in his first plate appearance. He'll be facing off against Easton Geisler. This bottom of the fourth, there still is some warm-up in the Bulldogs bullpen. I believe that's still Jordan Yonkers as that first pitch from Geisler down low for ball number 1. Following Stolpe, Briggs Winfrey, then Keegan Cheney for the Huskies. Geisler's next pitch is in there. Strike number 1 on the fastball. So it's 1-1 the count now. Geisler again giving up the lone run earlier in this game, but bounced back with the bases loaded to get the next couple outs as that one swung on and missed by Stolpe. Strike 2. So it's 1-2 the count with nobody on in this bottom of the fourth inning. Geisler shakes off a few signs from McIntyre and finds the one he likes. And time is now called as Geisler was just in that warm-up pitch, or in that throw, as Stolpe called time, and now Easton Geisler have to go back to it. 1-2 with nobody out. Geisler sets and fires. Oh, off speed's in there. Strike number 3. Down goes Stolpe looking. Beautiful pitch from Easton Geisler for the first out of this inning, and he's starting to finally get some rhythm after a rough start to his relief effort, giving up the 1 run and having the bases loaded, but bouncing back with some beautiful pitches. Oh, that one just a bit too high. Ball number 1. 1-0 the count now to Briggs Winfrey, who flew out in his first plate appearance, and he swings and misses. For strike number 1, it's 1-1 the count now to Winfrey, left fielder. Allowed a run come across on his error. That pitch, will just barely clip in on the bottom far corner of the zone. For a 1-2 count now to Briggs Winfrey as Geisler putting him up and putting him down here. 1-2 with 1 out, nobody on. Geisler gets the sign. Here comes his pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Winfrey. Back-to-back strikeouts here for the side of Easton Geisler. And we are now 2 outs here in this bottom of the 4th inning, with now pinch hitting for the side of Aurora. Miles Clark getting his first swings today against Geisler. Swung on and missed. Strike number 1. 0-1 the count now to the freshly checking in Miles Clark. 2 outs in this bottom of the 4th. Geisler fires. Ooh, that one's too tight this time with the fastball. It's ball number 1. Still looks like Yonkers finishing up some warm-up pitches in the bullpen. The 1-1. Popped up, drifting into center, and it will get in for a base hit. So Miles Clark pinch hits in for the side of Keegan Chaney, and just like that, Miles Clark will get the second hit today for the Huskies. As up now comes Dane Comer, 2 for 2 with 2 singles over the head of Ty Hanneborg at second and into right field. That's 2 hits. Oh, Geisler's pitch off speed, just a little out, still too tight in for ball number 1. Still 2 outs here in this bottom of the 3rd inning. It's a 13-1 lead for North Platte High School. Geisler now on his way with his 32nd pitch. Swing and a miss from Comer. For strike number 1, it's 1-1 the count now. Got him swinging on an off-speed down low. Now here comes the 1-1 from Easton Geisler as he likes his signal. Wow, one's low in the dirt. The throw on over to first. Miles Clark gets back. But that's ball 2 from Geisler as he tried to hit it with another fastball, this time in the dirt. 2-1 now with 2 down. Geisler will glance on over at Clark at first, and here comes that 2-1 pitch. Way, that one gets away from Easton Geisler for ball number 3. It's 3-1 the count now to Comer. Jack Spees on deck with Booker Shireman in the hole for the Huskies. Here comes that 3-1. Good bounce back right down the center. Strike 2 from Easton Geisler. And now we're at the fullest of full counts. 3-2 with 2 down. Geisler gets that sign he likes from Dean McIntyre. Here comes that 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. That was high upstairs, but swung on by Comer for the 3rd strikeout of this inning, and we're going to the top of the 5th. North Platte High School with a 13-1 lead. When we come back here to Mitchell Field on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and as always, video live streaming, NorthPlattePost.com.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. And it's how I try to live mine too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
See me, Pete Foltz, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review. With summer just around the corner, Mid-Plains Community College can help you get a jump start on your college degree. Our summer courses may allow you an opportunity to transfer credits back to your institution, saving you money while helping you earn your degree faster. Visit our website at mpcc.edu to learn more about our summer offerings and begin transforming your future today. That's mpcc.edu.
Welcome back here to Mitchell Field. It's a 13-1 lead in favor of North Platte High School. Our half-inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Now up to bat for North Platte High School. I'm going to say courtesy hitting approach. Kasem Putnam will be taking over for the Bulldogs here. Yeah, they're really dipping into the reserves here. Putnam going up against Parker Smith with a 13-1 lead for the Bulldogs. Smith getting now his first full official inning of work as he'll glance and fire it into Putnam. It's in there for strike number one. Now on the season for Kasem Putnam. Hitting .333 in his 5 appearances. He does have 2 RBIs to his name. Looking to add another hit here. That pitch tight inside on the fastball for ball number 1. It's 1-1 the count now. 13-1, the lead for North Platte High School in this top of the 5th inning. The 1-1. Long windup way outside. There's ball 2 to Putnam. Next on deck for the Bulldogs here, Jonathan Rink. The pitch swung on and slowly grounded foul down the third base side. So it's a 2-2 count. Wow, they're going to say that goes back fair, and they're going to throw Putnam out at first. Looked like it was foul down that third base side. Official says it stayed fair, and with that, down goes Putnam. Ozzie rolls on over to first. Pretty interesting call, but nonetheless, there's one down, and as I said, Jonathan Rink comes up to bat, looking for his first hit this season for North Platte High School. In his one plate appearance we've seen this season, that pitch from Parker Smith in for strike number 1. 0-1 the count now. Following that, up to deck, following Jonathan Rink will be Cade Freeze. The pitch. Oh, that's going to hit the back of Rink, it looks like. Oh, they're going to say no? Interesting. That looked like that hit Rink, but will still be called for a ball, so it's a 1-1 count now. Looks like he might have gotten a little bit of the bat. That check swing, though, not good, as that's down low for ball number 2. 2-1 the count now, but looks like on what would have been a hit by pitch, just barely hit the bat on the backswing, so it's 2-1 now. The pitch. Well, that's low and away there. Ball 3 to Jonathan Rink. One runner out here in this top of the 5th. Bulldogs lead it comfortably, 13-1. As Smith fires. Off speed is above the letters for ball 4. With that, Rink's going to move his way on over to first. And now that brings up the pinch hitter here for the Bulldogs, Cade Freeze for North Platte High. That's up to bat. Cade Freeze comes, and Jonathan Rink's on over at first. Freeze on the season as have time called. We'll actually have a courtesy runner for the Bulldogs. As that's going to go. Oh, Jarrett Smeltzer comes in. Smeltzy's son. Of course, you know, Smeltzer Jeff Smeltzer, our football compatriot. He's our co-announcer. His son, Jarrett Smeltzer, out there courtesy running for the Bulldogs as Cade Freeze again up to bat. He fouls off his first appearance. Fouls off another one, so 0-2 the count now to Cade Freeze on the season for the young Cade Freeze. In his 2 plate appearances, he's yet to record a hit. And with 1 out here, looking to see if he can collect it here. Up next, Jackson Peters. Here comes the 0-2. That's outside for ball number 1. 1-2 the count now. The throw on over to first will get Smeltzer back. Still a 1-2 count with 1 out here. 1-2, 1 down. Parker Smith now looking to deliver his 23rd pitch. Oh, it's once again low and away. Ball 2 after Freeze fouled off 2 pitches. He now works his way back to a 2-2 count. Parker Smith once again fires that 2-2. Ooh, swung on, but fouled off by Freeze. That pitch was tight inside. What would have been a ball, but young Freeze swings, but was able to get some semblance of bat on it. So we're still staying at 2-2 now. Smith, again, with that payoff pitch. That one dribbled on over to third. The glove up. Throw to second. Will at least get the one. Actually, no, it's going to get past the second fielder's glove. So with that, Smeltzer is going to make his way on over the third. As that's going to be a fielder's choice in for the side of Cade Freeze as Smeltzer makes his way to third. And just like that, runners are at the corners for Jackson Peters as we'll have yet again another pitching change coming on here. Parker Smith will have his day come to an end, and now up to bat, or excuse me, to pitch comes Keelan Phillips, the 5th pitcher today for Aurora and the Huskies. So, Jared Smeltzer on over at third, and on over at first, Cade Freeze for North Platte High School. Again, as Phillips will get some action in. And the pitcher is Parker Smith moves on over to second base. Our break's brought to you in part here today by CT Computer Services, your IT guy since 2005. Alongside our other sponsor for today's game, that'll be Premier Toyota. Premier Toyota just south of I-80 in North Platte invites you to stop out, take a test drive here today. Premier Toyota, let's go places. Top of the 5th inning, it's a 13-1 lead for North Platte High School with runners at the corners. Cade Freeze over at first and Jared Smeltzer, courtesy running for Jonathan Rink on over at third base. Good to see the young Smeltzer. Again, if you didn't know, Jeff Smeltzer, who comes in, of course, for our Thursday morning show on this station with Cannon Rath, KOQ. Also, my cohort on football. He's my color commentator on home games. His son in over at third base. Love to see it. It says, now we'll get things underway. Keelan Phillips taking over on the mound is up to bat Jackson Peters for North Platte High School. Following Peters on deck for the Bulldogs, Gabe Moreno. Runners at the corners, 1 out. It's top of the 5th inning. Bulldogs threatening to score yet again. Phillips steps and fires into his first pitch. Ooh, that's in there. In there for strike number 1 on the very far outside corner. So 0-1 now to Peters. Peters struck out looking his first plate appearance. Here comes that 0-1 from Phillips. That's going to bounce off the back, though, of Jackson Peters, and he's going to make his way on over to first. Along that hit by pitch, and now up to bat. Here comes Gabe Moreno. So we saw Moreno earlier today as a courtesy runner. He'll now be taking over on the batting side for his first appearance in today's ball game, looking to swing and get some things going. So far for Moreno this season, his 9 appearances, a .333 average, has yet to record an RBI. And what a perfect opportunity it would be right here as that first pitch from Phillips is in there for strike number 1. Bases are loaded for the Bulldogs here. 0-1 to Moreno, the senior. Here comes the pitch from Phillips. Off speed is dipping into the dirt for ball number 1. 1-1 the count now. Peters on over at first following the hit by pitch. Cade Freeze on over at second, and then Jarrett Smeltzer on over at third. That pitch, late call is in there for strike 2 to Moreno with, again, 1 out in this top of the 5th. 13-1 lead. 1-2 now from Keelan Phillips as he sets and fires. Swing and a miss as down goes Moreno, swinging his second out of this inning, and 0-for-1 for him. And now up to bat comes the side of Connor Stifler. Stifler with a huge opportunity here, the third baseman in today's game, to bring another couple of runs home. It's currently 13-1. As Phillips will glance at third and fire into Stifler as that one was down in the dirt for should have been Paul number 1, but called for strike number 1. Oy. There's strike number 1 in this at-bat, is very obviously so. Head coach John Byrne with a big sigh, and assistant coach Ricky Holm trying to make his case that was a ball, and spoiler alert, it was, as Stifler fouls that down the third base line for strike 2. It's 0-2 the count now. Here comes that 0-2 pitch. It's high upstairs, ball number 1 to Stifler, so it's a 1-2 count with 2 down in this top of the 5th. As here comes the payoff 1-2, swing and a miss. Down goes Stifler swinging, and that is the final out of this top of the 5th. We're now going to the potential last inning of play here. At the bottom of the 5th inning, Bulldogs lead this one 13-1. When we come back here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and of course video live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Are you ready to embark on an exciting new career? Larry's Glass has been a trusted name in custom glass design for over 40 years, and they are seeking a skilled glazier to join their team. If you have a passion for precision and craftsmanship, this is the perfect opportunity for you. Install glass in commercial, residential, and auto settings. Get paid while you train for a new career. Stop into Larry's Glass at 211 West 5th Street, North Platte, and discuss how you can be part of their team and build a fulfilling career.
With Sandhill State Bank's new upgraded cart management experience, you can now control your carts anytime, anywhere. The new features and added control allow you to prevent fraud like never before. Get increased transaction details, turn your cart on and off whenever you'd like, and report your card lost in an instant, all from our mobile app. More insights, more control, and more security for your banking experience. Bank local and go far with digital banking solutions that go wherever you go. Visit sandhillstate.com to learn more. Sandhill State Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back here to the side of Mitchell Field. North Platte High School with a 13-1 lead over Aurora and the Huskies as we have a pitching change on the mound. But first, our half-inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann of the Fortifying Group. Check out Kevin McGann of the Fortifying Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as other sponsors here for today's game, Sandhill State Bank. Most committed brand of banking. Locations in North Platte, Ogallala, Grand Am, and more. Head to sandhillstate.com for a full list of services and locations. Is up to bat, to pitch. Jordan Yonkers, 4.20 ERA in his 2 appearances. Yonkers, in his 1 2/3 innings, has 2 strikeouts, and now a chance to end this game for the Bulldogs with a W. As now up comes Jack Spees. He's walked twice in his plate appearances today. Booker Shireman was due up next, but we'll have a pinch hitter on that, and Jace Dorsey in the hole, so could be seeing some, again, lineup shenanigans as the right-handed pitcher Yonkers will be seeing Spees for the first time, who's walked in both his appearances. Yonkers' first pitch. Whoa, that's way tight inside, almost hitting Spees for Ball number 1. Again, Bulldogs have a couple of runs to play with. They lead 13-1. Yonkers is now 1-0. Off speed, slowly grounded, picked up. Great glove by Stifler. The throw to third. First is in time. Excuse me, that's not Connor Stifler out there at third. Beautiful throw by Kasem Putnam. As Putnam subbing in at third base with a beautiful glove and a beautiful throw to first for out number 1. Love that throw. A beautiful play. It could have resulted in an easy infield single, but Putnam stayed with it. And with that, 1 out here in this bottom of the 5th, swing and a miss from the pinch hitter, Orion Hamilton. Will be pinch hitting for the Huskies here as they, again, swung on and missed for strike number 1. Make that one fouled off. So it's a 0-2 count to Orion Hamilton as he fouled it off. 0-2 as Yonkers looking for his first strikeout here today. He'll shake off a sign from McIntyre. Pitch is tight inside, and it's going to bounce off the bat of Hamilton for a foul ball, so we'll still stay at 0-2. 0-2, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th, nobody on for the Huskies in their last home game this season. Yonkers steps, here comes his 0-2. Swung on and slowly grounded back over to Putnam at third. He gloves it, but can't hold on to it. And Orion Hamilton will get on following the error from the side of Kasem Putnam. Now Jace Dorsey will check on in for side of Aurora. Hamilton on over at first base. So far for Dorsey's 0 for 2. Struck out swinging his first plate appearance and flew out to Jackson Peters in left field. And his second as that one's too low in the dirt. Ball number 1. Following Dorsey should be Keelan Phillips and then Lucas Fry. We could see some changes on that end. Yonkers' pitch. Swung on, chipped in the air, gloved, and... oh, they'll say Hamilton gets back, so a great glove by Cade Freeze on over at first base. So Dorsey gets pop flied out for the second out of this inning, and now here comes not Keelan Phillips, it'll be Ryan Johnson. No, not the director, Ryan Johnson. Here comes the Huskies hitter, Ryan Johnson, with 2 down in this bottom of the 5th inning. The last out for the Huskies as they trail 13-1. That one swung on and misses. A fastball from Jordan Yonkers blows right past Johnson for strike 1. Hamilton still on over at first for Aurora. As here comes the 0-1 pitch from Yonkers. Swung on and missed for strike number 2 from Ryan Johnson. Here's the last strikeout for the Bulldogs regular season right here on the varsity side. Yonkers likes what he sees. He gets set. The 0-2 slowly grounded right back up to him. It gets through his glove. Johnson running to first. It will not be in time. And with that, the Bulldogs regular season comes to an end with a victory over Aurora and the Huskies 13-1. A pretty smooth sailing game for the Bulldogs, as that was pretty much on the docket for today, with barring anything extreme. But again, you can't overlook your opponent. The Bulldogs didn't do that here today, and they pick up the victory over the side of Aurora and the Huskies, 13-1. We're going to step aside. We're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, it will be our quick stop post-game show for the last time here on this regular season. Bulldogs with the victory in this one, 13-1. We come back, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and as always, video live streaming, NorthPlattePost.com.
The DNN Event Center wishes everyone a great sports season. With North Platte and Nebraska weather, things change quickly and can make our lives a little more difficult. Thank goodness for the DNN. The DNN offers hourly rentals for all types of sports practices, including turf, courts, batting cages, and equipment usage. Call the DNN Event Center to schedule your team's practice times and for more league information for all sports seasons. For over 30 years in our community, for your next event, the DNN Event Center.
We're always open right around the corner. Quick stop.
We're your 24-hour convenience store. Fast, friendly, no one gets you more. Gas, food, your favorite drink. Get everything you need in a blink. That's why everybody stops at Quick Stop.
We're always open right around the corner. Quick stop.
Free PC and Mac checkups at CT Computer Services in North Platte? That's right. Let CT Computer Services diagnose your systems to ensure your hardware integrity, security, and overall PC Mac health are running as they should. For a free PC Mac checkup, stop in at 905 South Willow in North Platte or call 308-534-3628. CT Computer Services, your IT guys since 2005.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Ask me, Matthew Musselman, about Shelter Life Insurance coverage options.
With Sandhill State Bank's new upgraded cart management experience, you can now control your carts anytime, anywhere. The new features and added control allow you to prevent fraud like never before. Get increased transaction details, turn your card on and off whenever you'd like, and report your card lost in an instant, all from our mobile app. More insights, more control, and more security for your banking experience. Bank local and go far with digital banking solutions that go wherever you go. Visit sandhillstate.com to learn more. Sandhill State Bank, member FDIC.
Buying a car, it's not always the most pleasant experience, but it doesn't have to be that way. 23 years. That's how long Premier Toyota has been in North Platte community, delivering a car buying experience that's friendly, easy, and fun. Check PremierAutoplex.com first, then stop by your lot at 2600 South Willow Street in North Platte. Come see us. Premier Toyota for your next new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Premier Toyota at PremierAutoplex.com.
Back here 2-1 Mitchell Field as North Platte High School picks up the victory over the Huskies of Aurora to end their regular season at 9-3. And a 3-game winning streak nonetheless as they end their season on a high note. Exactly what the Bulldogs needed to do. After falling to Grand Island just a couple of weeks ago in their doubleheader for Class A, they bounced back with a big victory, 2 big victories against Kearney, as well as Central City Centura, 2 of the top teams in Class A. Yes, I know Kearney maybe record-wise at the time sitting at 10-8, but they are always a team that you have to be fearsome of just because of the name, the name Kearney and all the great players they get through it. But picking up 2 big victories against those squads, and then here against Aurora to end the season on a 3-game winning streak and really, really build that confidence heading into district play as Bulldogs, again, needed this, and also in terms of their power projection points, needed this victory as they are on the cusp. And I mean on the cusp, I mean just really on the cusp of getting that 6th district standing, okay, moving up to 6 in the district standings, and then with that, getting to host a district tournament. And really, in the first inaugural season, that's a big goal and a really big positive the Bulldogs can do. And again, they are 0.2 away with this victory that'll help them slowly move up that chain in terms of overall power projection points. But still going to need a lot of help. A lot of these teams that are playing still have 3 to 4 games left in their season, and for a team like North Platte High School, this is the end of their season, their regular season. So they are going to need a lot of help, of course, from things going on in front of them. And the team you really need to keep an eye on, Bennington, who is one above North Platte High School right now in Class B, is that team that's 0.2 ahead of them. They have 4 games left in their regular season, and they are against some tough opponents. You're hoping and praying that the Bulldogs, again, are 2 weeks away from districts. This is their last game. Bennington loses at least 2 out of their next 3 games. If they can do that, then North Platte High School has a pretty darn good chance of making their way into the 6th position in districts and hosting a districts. If not, they would at least get the favorable wild card position and be in really good order when districts come around in, my good heavens, about 2 weeks' time. I can't believe it. But strong performance here from the Bulldogs. They picked up a 13-1 victory, and it started off in that top of the second inning. It was a rocky start for North Platte when you look at it in totality. A quick 3-up, 3-down to start the ball game, and it was kind of throwing back to shades of the first time these two teams met, where Race Morkey was on the mound, and the Bulldogs' offense struggled just as mightily as Morkey was struggling to find the strike zone. And then it all just changed on a dime when you got to the top of the second, where the Bulldogs got 9 runs to come across on really just a handful of hits, 2 to be exact, if I remember correctly, in that inning. A lot coming off of walks and then self-inflicted errors on the side of the Huskies. But overall, Bulldogs really stepped it up in that second. They did give away 1 run in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and then top of the 4th, when the Bulldogs really need to get things in gear, they pull away with 4 more runs and end this here in the run rule bottom of the 5th on a 13-1 score. We're going to step aside. We're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, hopefully Coach Holm or head coach John Byrne will be making their way on up to the press box here to have a post-game interview with us for the last game of the season. We come back here to Mitchell Field in Aurora, FM 98.1, AM 1410. You know, as always, video live streaming, as always, NorthPlattePost.com.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
Ask me, Matthew Musselman, about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
Whether you're a weekend warrior, youth, or professional athlete, the Great Plains Health Sports Medicine Team has you covered. The team includes orthopedic surgeons, athletic trainers, and other healthcare specialists who spend their time at local high school and college sporting events, ensuring that athletes stay as injury-free as possible. In the event of an injury, the team remains committed to returning athletes to competition as quickly and safely as possible.
Contact the Great Plains Health Sports Medicine Team by calling 308-568-7456.
The North Platte Public Schools prepares all students to be productive, responsible citizens in a safe, caring, supporting learning environment with caring staff, engaging curriculum, clean facilities, and updated technology. You can rely on our schools giving your child the tools they need for a successful future. For more information, including enrollment and career opportunities, visit nppsd.org. North Platte Public Schools. Communicate, connect, commit.
It's the Quick Stop post-game wrap-up. Quick Stop never closes, with 24 locations open 24 hours a day.
Welcome back here. Quick Stop post-game show. Bulldogs with a dominant 13-1 victory over Aurora and the Huskies. Our Quick Stop post-game show, of course, as I said, brought to you in part by Quick Stop. 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop, always open right around the corner. And now as we, again, I really hit on a lot of the stuff going on in the early parts. Let's get to a little bit of our statistics from today's game. You know, it wasn't really, the biggest in terms of power hitting or just a hitting metric, but what really came through today was the Bulldogs pitching. Landon Greeno did only go 2 innings. He gave up 1 hit and did not allow a single run to come across for the Bulldogs. My good heavens. the Bulldogs. Easton Geisler had his 2 innings. He did give up 2 hits as well as 1 run, so posted 3.50 ERA. And then on the side for Jordan Yonkers, who came in pretty much at the end of the game, he got two-thirds of an inning, and he ended up with no hits and a couple strikeouts to end this ball game for the side at North Platte High School. Well, I'm trying to sit here and see if Coach Hull will be making his way up to the grandstand. Well, let's say the grandstand, but the press box here. But he's having a fun time down there, talking with the team as well as some bystanders. Again, this is the last game of the inaugural season for North Platte High School in the regular season. Of course, same thing. Well, I would say same thing with Aurora. This is their inaugural season as well. But they have a couple more games left to play. Bulldogs again will end the regular season 9-3. So they really do end on a strong note, losing games to Mitchell and then 2 games to Grand Island. Those are 2 of the best teams in their respective classes. Of course, Mitchell top of the line in terms of Class C in their record books, and then Grand Island near the top in terms of the overall rankings. They were 10-4 last time I looked, which was, again, near the top, but Class A is a whole beast of its own when you get up to the top or up the upper regions and upper echelons of Class A baseball. All those teams are near perfect, and their power projection points are way out the wazoo. But any point, any victory that Grand Island gets, any victory that Kearney gets, any victory that Central City gets, as well as Malcolm, then everything will be looking good towards the Bulldogs. Again, 0.2 away from a power from getting that 6th overall standing in the power projection for districts, which would be huge because if you get that 6th spot, you will be hosting a district regional, which is pretty cool to see. Well, it looks like head coach Byrne and Coach Ricky Holm will not be joining us today as they're just enjoying the festivities as the JV game now will be getting underway. Well, that'll do it here for us today. Again, we'll talk about our player of the game. That'll, of course, be going, I think, to this entire program. I really talked from top to bottom, from the director, Brett Jonason, our sports director, athletic director, getting this all set up to then everybody that worked here, head coach John Byrne, assistant coach Ricky Holm, all the players that signed up. This was a fantastic inaugural season for North Platte High School, and they are just getting started here. Not even next season, but this season with the chance of making some noise at districts and potentially a state champion berth in their inaugural season. Our player of the game, of course, was brought to you in part by Ameriprise Financial Money. When money matters, talk to Marshall Doty, Mark Tillman, and Jacob White, financial advisors with CIO Wealth Strategies, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC in North Platte, Nebraska. Talk to them about all your professional financial service needs. Ameriprise Financial Incorporated. Oh, and now here he comes. He's going to make his way on up here. At the last second, let's finish up our spot here. Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC member FINRA, and SIPC is slowly, I think, hopefully making his way up. If I got bamboozled like that, I'd be shameful to see as I am going to get bamboozled. Oh, he's not coming. We shall see if he's making his stroll on up here, head assistant coach Ricky Holm. And it looks like he bamboozled me. He's not making his way up here. Oh, sadness. I think he left to go to the bathroom. Well, with that, I will then step aside. We will, of course, continue our baseball coverage this year. It's not the end of us. When district comes about, we will continue our coverage all the way up even until state comes around, where we hope North Platte High School will be making its way into state. So that'll do it here to us. Bulldogs pick up the win over Aurora 13-1. We come back. I'll see you all hopefully in 2 weeks' time when all things goes their way and Bulldogs make it into a hopeful district host. If not, we'll see you in the near future. That'll do it for me, Paxton Gordon. That was our Quick Stop postgame show. 27 locations open 24 hours. Quick Stop always open right around the corner. I'll see you guys next time right here, FM 98.1 and AM 1410.
The proceeding was a North Platte Post sports presentation.